Jeff Proctor.
It's a big deal.
Gosh, it sure is a big deal.
And E to the T.
E.T. is in the booth.
Yeah, sure. Rise and shine. Let's go, gang. Monday morning quarterbacking commits. Morning, E.T. How are you, friend?
Stop by, say Jeffrey.
I got so many words. I got no words. I mean, there are just 6 or 8 dark paths we could go down this morning after watching that debacle of a football game that we watched yesterday. Has there ever been a game? Honestly, this isn't being like, I'm not piling on here. I'm not being mean. I don't know if I've ever watched a 5-point game that felt more like a blowout than what I watched yesterday. Does that make sense?
Absolutely.
Like, it felt like a blowout. And, I mean, we're searching, and we're being awful kind to search for some superlative or positive. It's easy, I guess, to go to a defense that didn't allow a touchdown yesterday and give them their kudos until you realize that, well, the Vikings ran 82 plays. They ran more plays in Jaguars territory than the Jaguars ran plays. They gave up over 400 yards of offense, 28 first downs. You ready for time of possession? The game's 60 minutes long. The Vikings offense had it 42 minutes and 19 seconds. Sam Darnold kept the Jags in the game, throwing it all over the yard, seeing ghosts. But it's not like the defense dominated by any stretch. They did give the offense opportunities, and boy, did we get an eye-opener yesterday, huh? Just what a stinker it is down there. Wow. Just how bad it is, didn't we? A paltry 143 total yards of offense yesterday. Not missing that much outside the quarterback. We're going to circle back to that and what I thought was an odd statement on Friday from Coach. It really didn't get much volume. Maybe it did on social media. I don't know. We'll see. We'll bring that up here in a sec. Just not a good look, bro. They're not missing that much. Ezra Cleveland was out. So they had to replace a guard, and we know Christian Kirk is out. But, I mean, you know, maybe we could send some sort of telegram, I guess, because it takes a while for news to travel, that Brian Thomas is in the lineup. And we could also maybe let the Fox announcers know that his name is not Brian Robinson, and it's also not Brian Jones. It's Brian Thomas Jr. And maybe if you're doing a National Football League game, it's a little quibble. And I will say a name wrong 3 times today. Doing a radio show in Jayville, bro. You're announcing to the National Football League, and there was a sequence there within about a minute where they called that man Brian Jones and Brian Robinson, and ultimately got to Brian Thomas Jr. So congratulations on that, 1 for 3. Anywho, does anyone know he's on the roster? I mean, this is 2 weeks in a row, right? The big question in Philly: why wasn't Brian Thomas Jr. targeted? Only 4 targets. Led before yesterday, all rookie receivers in yards. Nary a whisper of a plan to get him involved. At least it didn't seem that way. But the offense as a whole was just terrible. It's just terrible. And I don't even know how to approach this, gang. And I'm at a loss. I can sit here and spew the obvious to you. Look, at the end of the day, the vibe down there is all-time bad. This isn't ending well. It's not ending well for Doug Peterson, and it shouldn't end well for Trent Baalke either. GM has a big advantage here right now as Peterson has to trot back out in front of the media day after day, failure after failure. Ultimately gets irritated. Ultimately gets cynical, ultimately gets sarcastic, ultimately gets a little confrontational, and gets old. That's what happens when you lose in a market. It gets that way. You see these same jokers, these same questions, just tired of it. We had an example yesterday. He dropped one of the basically, you never played the game lines on the media. Well, I could explain it, but you wouldn't understand. Okay, all right. I get it. We do understand this, though, Coach, and everyone does. It doesn't have to be media asking questions, fans sitting at home, your peers around the league. 7 points and 143 yards in your third year anywhere sucks so bad that there is no – you don't need to explain it to me. Apparently, y'all don't understand it either. I mean, keep it professional and above board. Y'all don't understand it either. Just played a whole NFL game. A whole game. By the way, with a quarterback that you kind of low-key been kind of elbowing a little bit. There was a comment on Friday when Doug Peterson was asked over and over about Trevor and how he would play, and he talked about all the things that if you get hit again or could do further damage and then kind of ended it, but it's really just a pain tolerance thing. Yeah, I don't know if forthrightness with the media trumps an unnecessary shading of your quarterback. It's just unnecessary. There's no reason to throw in. There's no reason to throw out there, he could play if he were tough enough. I mean, because you can hear it that way. It could also be as innocent as it came out. It probably wasn't meant to, but it definitely shows a non-protective, I don't know, man, element to this relationship. And coach quarterback is so important. We're not going to sit here and blow the horn of a quarterback who was 2-7 before he sat out yesterday, but I think we can all agree that quarterback hadn't been the problem here. I mean, we saw quarterback yesterday, and one that truly is overwhelmed by this playbook and by the efficiency. I know Mac was frustrated a couple times. That's his nature, right? He gets that way, so you get a little bit maybe cynical about his reactions sometime, but it seemed like there were more than a few where he's expecting one guy to do something according to the playbook, and they did something else. Or just the, chemistry that's bound to not exist because he's, not been the first-string quarterback here. So one thing to be said yesterday from a 12-7 defeat, quarterback controversy averted. That's not going to be an offshoot as the Jags find a way to lose a game. And there's such a thing as complimentary football. We've talked about that and how the Jags don't play it. It's worse. They play uncomplimentary football. Like, it's one thing to not play complimentary football, right? It's another to play to go beyond that. And that's what they do. Where's this defense when you need them? Where y'all when we've needed you? And then we could say the same thing about the offense. Where were you in the first half when we needed you? The defense could scream at the offense. It's just a mess. And the vibe is so not good. Back to like the deal here, too. Is the GM has such an advantage here of protection. He's not out there in the firing line having to answer for this nonsense every week. He gets to sit up in the office, up there in the ivory tower, I suppose, and, brush it all off as if he is this guy's problem and that guy's fault. And he doesn't have to answer any hard questions. So I'll give Doug Peterson a benefit of the doubt if he gets a little crotchety sometimes. He's trying to make stew out of what he's got. And not doing a good job, granted, but taking every bit of heat while the guy who brought home all the groceries is sitting up there and I would imagine doing Uber Eats because what he's got in front of him here stinks to high heaven. So I will at least recognize it in these down times because I'm telling you, man, I feel the vibe. We've been here before and doing this thing for a long time. This circus is over. It's pulling up stakes. It'll be somewhere else. That's an embarrassing lack of anything, man. You had a chance to win a game again and just whatever, dude. This is terrible. These guys never win. Find a different way every week. Pull anchor, boys. I'm sorry. That's where this headed. And you can feel it, like I said, from the subtle comment from Doug. The more, Doug has already been on the play to all of us, and it is. But it's just not what a coach says, is it? It's not. And, again, Trent Baalke, who I know many of you out there have as much or the most animus towards, he gets to sit protected and not talk to anyone. Must be nice. Rome is burning. He's eating cake. Won't even step out on the balcony and wave to us. There are certain times in a franchise's development where it's threat level orange, and we need to hear from some people. And I don't think it's acceptable that GMs talk at the end of the year, maybe 3 weeks after the season, while we're voting for new stadiums and buying season tickets and watching this crap. We need some answers, man. Trent Baalke needs to hold a press conference. Maybe a little State of the Union here, boss. 10 games into a 17th season, and it's just been one thing after another. Doug Peterson on his now 2-8 football team.
Yeah, we never expected to be here, obviously. What have we had? 5 or 6 games now that are, one-score games. This is it's hard. It's hard. You know, as a team, as coaches, we're making it hard. We're making it too hard. And the guys are frustrated, and they should be, and they're angry, and they should be, because we all are. And but we have to channel it in a positive way, and get ready for another one.
Could have been such a good feel-good story for Mac Jones. We'll hear from Mac next segment. I think Mac's a decent quarterback. He's proven he can win with decent talent around. I think Mac yesterday exposed just how bad this offense is, the playbook, and everything else. And that a guy's been taking all the bullets. You can see how he might be frustrated, Trevor Lawrence. I have a little bit more respect for him, quite honestly. That he's made some sort of chicken salad. He's not going above and beyond and winning football games. This isn't some ringing endorsement for, golly, he's top this. No, it's just I see now how hard it must be to score 20 points in a game. I see now how hard it must be to have a 300-yard passing game or a good rating or to not turn it over. I can see how. That's for sure. But set up for such a nice, could have been a nice homecoming, man. I mean, it was all there. Matt got 2 or 3 chances in the fourth quarter to lead a game-winning drive after getting a chance to start here for his hometown team. And, you've probably seen by now the photos of Mac's little kid down getting autographs from Tony Boselli. Speaking of which, we'll have breakfast with Boselli. Just about an hour out now. We've got the Monday morning running back with Fred Taylor, so we'll pick his brain a little bit. We're past the wins and losses, Z, I feel like. I think now really the story's about the vibe. And if people want to survive down there, they better get that part changed. And I don't feel that coming, and I'm not down there, in fairness. Probably a better question for a D-Rock or one of our guys here who are in the locker room all the time. Doesn't feel like that vibe comes from the players right now as much as it is from, quite frankly, Doug Peterson's press conferences. Just my perspective for what it's worth after 30-some years covering the football team, or at least the announcement of the football team. Oh, man, it was a wacky day in the NFL yesterday, so we'll save a little extra time for the football fix. The Chiefs are still undefeated. How? The Falcons have allegedly one of the best kickers in the league. Lost by 3 at New Orleans with 3 missed field goals yesterday. How? The Houston Texans were dominating the Detroit Lions in Sunday Night Football last night, 23-7 at halftime. Final 26-23 Detroit. How? The last to parse through the NFL. A college football weekend, what a doozy. But listen to me, man. You want to know how bad the football weekend was, E? I have a Shazam spotlight when I come back on the other side that will put so much shade on the Sunshine State's football weekend that it will blanket the state from the upper northeast coast here in Jayville all the way out past Pensacola to the Panhandle down to the Keys. Every square inch of the state in shade with a Shazam spotlight when we return. So all that and more.
Shady.
Yeah, oh, man, I'm telling you. You're going to go, wow, that ain't right. I'm going to check. You know one of those? Mm-hmm. Okay. This is The Drill. It is the Monday Morning Quarterback, divorcemenonly.com. We're back with more next.
The Drill from the studios at Republic Services. We'll handle it from here.
Get closer to campus and the biggest games of the weekend.
I'm Matt Hayes. We'll break down the players, games, and storylines
On the Bueller Air and Plumbing College Kickoff, Friday evening at 6. Brought to you by Sonny's Barbecue on 1010XL.
At Hodges Mazda, we are proud of our solid reputation in the Jacksonville community. Lauren Brooks here. As your hometown Mazda dealer, our high customer service standards and our huge inventory of new and used cars provide our customers a consistently first-rate car buying experience. Our professional non-commissioned sales team puts your best interest first without exception. And every vehicle purchased from Hodges Mazda comes with 2 years free maintenance. Visit Hodges Mazda today or shop online at HodgesMazda.com and discover the Hodges Mazda difference.
Bet live with Hard Rock Bet. Real-time wagering till the very last play. Missing the kickoff doesn't mean all bets are off.
Delay a game on the guy who hasn't bet yet.
Sometimes you just know your team is going to come back. The sportsbook for every kind of player.
Hard Rock Bet.
Roll with us. Get up to $100 back if your first bet doesn't win. Payable and bonus bet up to $100, not a cash offer. Offered by the Seminole Tribe of Florida. Must be 21 plus and physically present in Florida to wager. Terms and conditions apply. Concerned about gambling? Please call 1-888-ADMIT-IT.
Movember is Men's Health Awareness Month, so take charge of your health and vitality at Ackerman Urology in Mandarin, Middleburg, the Beaches, and World Golf Village. For prostate and urological needs, trust Ackerman Urology. AckermanUrology.com.
Post-game Monday on 1010XL is brought to you by Dandy Foods, makers of quality fresh sandwiches and home of the good stuff.
I've been telling you about the premium luxury storage that's coming in Atlantic Beach. Spots are open now for purchase. Need to get in on this. What are the reasons for purchasing a unit here at the Shed? Well, there are plenty of them. Who's it for? Well, if you're running out of room at home for your cars, toys, extras, it's a place where you can store and work on projects. You got large RV, fifth wheels. You want premier indoor storage for your investment. Maybe you don't live locally, have a place to keep your Florida things. Maybe you're between houses, looking to move to Atlantic Beach, temporary, long-term storage in that manner. Maybe you got long-term projects going on. You want to leave parts out, do frame-up, restorations. Maybe it's a man cave hangout, watch games, have a golf simulator. Business owners, I mean, the uses are endless. Premium uses with premium storage for premium possessions to be valued and protected. Go to theshed.com and schedule your appointment today or call 555-3195. It's theshedjacks.com. That's theshedjacks.com.
Hicken here with a message from Zero Res. You gotta just love this time of the year as we reflect on the things that matter most. Families, homes, the holidays, and of course football. They're very grateful for you, all the good people of Jacksonville, and they want to thank you. So get ready for the holidays. Book today, and Zero Res will clean your carpets for only $49 a room. Plus, they'll give you 25% off your tile cleaning. This one fills up fast, so book now on both carpet and tile. Zero Res, spell it forwards or backwards. It's the right way to clean.
I'm Chris Campione. In a world of big box law firms with satellite offices, there's something special about having a local legal team that cares about you and your community. We're not just lawyers, we're your neighbors. We understand the unique challenges facing the Jacksonville community because we live here too. At Campione Law, Campione Cares isn't just a tagline, it's our commitment to you. Campione Law, your trusted lawyers after an accident. CampioneLaw.com.
Count on Campione, Campione Law.
Football every day of the year. 1010XL, 92.5 FM.
Don't be sidelined from an injury that keeps you out of the game. Get the care the pros receive. Now available at Injury Care Centers, newly FDA regenerative treatments that will significantly shorten your recovery time. Sprains, strains, fractures, post-op surgeries, cut your recovery time in half or shorter. Masking pain just makes it worse. Fix it now. Call 904-783-0008. That's 904-783-0008. Injury care starts at Injury Care Centers.
Break in the savings this fall with Universal Roof and Contracting. Enjoy 15% off all roof repairs and replacements, plus a free wind mitigation inspection. With financing options as low as $115 a month, protecting your home has never been easier. Schedule your free roof inspection today. Call 855-ROOF-HELP. Offer expires November 30th. Protect your home and your wallet.
License number CCC 057165, CBC 1258484.
Man, jack of all trades, masters of none? It just feels like at every turn nowadays, every company can do all work. Not us. Hi, Stevie Beatrice here, second generation plumber right here in Jacksonville, Florida. We are your master plumbing company that only focuses on all your plumbing needs. So for your next plumbing job, don't call another Jack. Call Beatrice Plumbing, where plumbing is what we do and plumbing is what we're great at. Beatrice Plumbing, here to help.
A lot of companies will tell you they're the best. At Custom Tree Surgeons, they show you every time. Custom Tree Surgeons has built an all-pro team. Every tree service professional has years of experience, continually trained and certified. They know what, when, and how to handle any job. It gets done efficiently and quickly by a team of experts. So for tree trimming, removal, stump grinding, and emergency services, forget any name other than Custom Tree Surgeons. There is no job they can't do better. Go to our website, CustomTreeSurgeons.com. That's CustomTreeSurgeons.com, and let them show you how the job is supposed to get done.
Wow, John, my Clearwater sprinkler system looks great.
All right, Frank, let's go ahead and program your Rainbird timer. How many minutes do you want the zones to run?
John, I think we run from the front 20, the sides 15, the back 10, the garden 5. Clearwater scores.
Well, that's a first, Frank, but you're the boss.
Clearwater irrigation. We can't sing a lick, but we sure are good at sprinklers.
And drainage to
ClearwaterJacks.com. 1010XL is presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
All right, we're back on the Monday Morning Quarterback DivorceMenOnly.com. I want to get into the Jaguars locker room, the reaction from the downcast group of kitty cats this morning, now 2-8. I don't know if Trevor will play this week. Why would you? I wouldn't. I mean, if it sounds to me like it's just don't cause further injury or beat the hell out of yourself or have to have surgery for a 2-7, 2-8 football team that's going to put together a game plan like the one we saw yesterday. You got to be embarrassed with yourself. That's not the Vikings got a nice defense. Don't get me wrong, but come on, man. It's not like it's the top defense of the century. We didn't just play like the 2000 Ravens or something. Vikings are okay. I looked at their scores. Teams produce against them, at least somewhat. You ought to be able to take your practice squad and do better than 140 yards. You can look 1,000 different directions, point fingers. Well, if this guy had done this, then damn, coach it better, man. What you mean if he'd done this? It's week 10. There's some of that vibe, man. That vibe ain't good down there. It's not being propagated. A lot of times we propagate that vibe. No, it's overwhelming us in the media. It's overwhelming the day-to-day coverage. Your fan base, I'm sure the hallways are overwhelmed with the vibe that has to be down there. It's there. You know, when you can feel the vibe, man. Doing this long enough. It ain't good. It is not good. So I've been hard from time to time on the newspaper industry, only because they deserted me. They left me. It's a love. Oh, just many early morning affairs with a newspaper. Growing my chops as a sports fan, there was a time where it was the only way to get your info. So with no particular disdain for our local newspaper, just the industry has changed. I mean, I don't know about y'all, anybody that still gets the paper, there's only a few of us. The news is literally a day and a half late. I mean, it's somewhat of a joke, really. Just do an afternoon paper if you're going to do that. But you know, if anything happens past noon today, you're not going to see it in the local paper often until Wednesday. And by the way, sometimes they'll mess it all up, and your local metro section will really be the what's going on in Fort Myers somewhere. So I mean, they've abandoned me a long time ago. I don't fret that. Still, all due respect, who work as hard or harder than we have for all these years together here in Jacksonville, the Fournettes and the Smitters, and Dimitri is now covering the Jags. Gosh, he's probably the 7th, 8th, 10th Jags beat writer I've worked through. But I got to give him credit on this one, okay? This is the kind of creativity I miss. Back in the old days of newspaper, the headline game was big. Like if you could come up with a good, catchy headline, because newspapers were big. It was the first thing you saw in the mornings proclaiming the news. There was no internet. There were no phones. There were no cable news or television. You got your news from the newspaper, man. They stood in the corner and extra, and you stopped and bought one. So headlines played a big part of the announcement of news back in the day. They'd be creative sometimes. Sometimes they would just be powerful and impactful to the point. I got to give credit to a headline this morning in the pamphlet in the Times-Union. Okay? You ready, E? Is this a good headline? Now, part of me thinks this is kind of an inside joke, but I talked about it with E. I'm not on social media. I'll explain the joke if I must. But the headline in this morning's Times-Union sports page says, a masterclass in futility. It's a little shade there, isn't it?
A little shady.
Haven't they attached the term masterclass to Trent Baalke? That's like kind of a thing. That's like a little hashtag at one point on social media. You know, it's a bit of an inside joke, but, you know, somebody coined masterclass. And probably one of the media probably coined that. It's gone from there. And I hesitate. I don't know if it's completely an inside joke, but, you know, Trent Baalke's masterclass in, you know, how to run an organization. And that's a masterclass yesterday in futility. Yeah. And again, it's a nice advantage. You know, it's a real nice advantage for Trent Baalke to not have to answer any questions right now as it all falls apart, just to sit in the safety and security of your demise. You know, this is your product out here. I mean, we took the number 1 pick quarterback out. You guys couldn't even get first downs. You couldn't even move the ball at all. which tells you what you're working with when you do have a quarterback who can at least function in there. Obviously, this guy's fighting for his life to get 3 touchdowns based on what I saw yesterday. Again, I will say, while the Vikings defense is good, we're not talking about the 86 Bears here, gang. They're just another defensive team. Their defense probably no better than 3 to 4 of the ones we played already this year. Boy, that offense yesterday. Oof. All right. Anyway, here it is right here. I got, an ode to days past, a masterclass in futility. That's the only masterclass we're getting from anything they're throwing together down there, boss. We got a second rounder right now, ain't playing. Not contributing, not making plays. Second rounder we used, 40-something pick in the draft. They took a kid who's not helping a bit. It's not his fault. And again, these aren't the players' faults, man. I can never blame Taven Bryan or Caleb on Chason or C.J. Henderson or anybody else. It's not their fault. They go to college, they play football, and then some NFL team comes along and says, yeah, that's my guy, and they draft him. Not their fault. Maybe not their fault. The fault of the scouts who identify them, the front office that drafts them, coaches that coach and develop. Not the players' fault. They're no good and they're not ready. That ain't on them. Anyway, here is the Shazam Spotlight brought to you by ShazamAuto.com. Also, I have more history made here locally. We'll get to that in just a second. But how'd your weekend go? You ready for this one?
I'm listening.
I say this one's so huge because of this fact. This has never happened. Ever. Florida, the state of Florida's FBS, FCS, and NFL teams have gone a combined 0-11 on the same weekend. Now, the Dolphins play tonight. They're the only thing that can save the state. And at the Rams, I doubt they will. I think we're about to get a dirty dozen donuts. 0-12 in FBS, FAU, Florida, Miami, FSU, USF, and UCF all lost. In the FCS, FAMU, Bethune-Cookman, and Stetson all lost. The Jags lost, the Bucks lost.
Oh, my goodness.
We're supposed to be one of the crown jewels of football, man. Florida's supposed to represent now. We're supposed to be bad A when it comes to football. Huh? Paging Joe U, please pick up the green courtesy phone this morning. I do want to apologize. I told you last week that, I was wrong when I said, what do you mean number 4 is fine? I know you wanted it to be number 2, ahead of Georgia and these other teams that you're, quote, better than. But, I'm sorry. Number 4 was wrong. Yeah, the Canes weren't 4 at all, were they? They're more like 11, 10 or 11. He's going to make a charge here with Travis Hunter and win the Heisman, maybe. Got that going for you. Cam Ward wasn't the problem the other day.
No, he threw for over 300.
Yeah, he had a bad interception, and he missed some plays and a bad turnover late, trying to, it didn't protect the ball late. But, when you throw for 348 or whatnot, your team scores, what was the final? I can't keep up with all the ball scores that go whizzing through.
25, 23 or something
like that, right? He doesn't, 28, 23, I don't know. But then Georgia Tech ran for like 260 on him, man. That's not, again, all I'm saying about this Miami, it's a good year. You're going far. You're not Miami ain't winning at all. You can't barely survive against the Cows and Virginia Techs. And you can't. You're indicating something. If it happens one time, okay. Not if it's every week. Eventually somebody's going to be good enough. They're going to beat you. You're not going to be able to do that stuff and still pull it out and win. And Georgia Tech got him again. In fact, beat him last year in Miami. Now, look, the scenarios for these teams in their conference races are so convoluted that if you got a team you're interested in from Texas A&M to Pitt to Miami to Georgia, then you go find out what your team's tiebreaker is and how you get to your conference championship game. It would take too long, and it would be too confusing for us to even break it down. The SEC faces a very real potential of having a 6 or 7-way tie for second place. Like with one of the teams emerging as the conference champion, and then a 6 or 7 place tie for second. Or they could have a 3 or 4 place tie for first and second. Either way, it's just a jumbled mess after another wild weekend that we'll go deeper in. It included, as predicted, E.T., when I was throwing out these wild scores about Florida State, did I not at one point say they'll probably lose 52-3?
You definitely did.
I feel like I said 52-3, didn't I?
Something like that.
52-3, Knowles lost to South Bend. You see that coming a mile away. Florida with, look, be easy to beat up Billy Napier this morning. It really would. You get the extension, you get the roll of confidence, you go there, you're not competitive. They were losing like 8 or 9 guys off the offense, dude. I mean, there's just no, that's a top 3 team you're playing, and you're playing with nothing. And not because of bad scouting or recruiting. It's just bad luck. They're missing so many important guys. The fact they just kept fighting, they even scored junk touchdowns late, whatevs. They weren't going to compete in that game. We knew it when they went out there. Georgia, man, and not a good look. Not a good look. The Dogs, I've tried to say, it's a good program. They're not, it doesn't last forever. They're not the best team by a mile, year in, year out. No, you come back to the pack. You go through your struggles. If you're in good shape, and they are, there was a time where Dabo at Clemson was doing what Kirby just did at Georgia. Don't forget that. How they doing? How relevant's Clemson been trying to win a natty the last 3, 4, 5 years? It doesn't last forever. Amazingly, Nick Saban in Alabama, but the bonus, the brand that Alabama has, with all due respect to Georgia, I mean, that's like Hall of Fame, and Georgia's like multiple All-Star maybe, but come on, it's not a comparison. It's hard to do. Georgia's another one. They've been living on that edge quite a bit this year. That same Florida team that just got shellacked at Texas was tied with 6 minutes to go against the Dogs in the fourth. And their quarterback throws picks. He just throws it to the other team too much. And Ole Miss walloped them 28-10, just dominating. The Georgia offense did not much of anything. UNF has made history. They beat South Carolina last week. You know what UNF did last night, E.T.?
What'd they do?
They went to Georgia Tech and won.
Shout out.
UNF has never beaten 2 Power 5 teams in the same year, but never mind. Had never beaten an SEC team, and they had never beaten an ACC team ever. And already, this year, they've done both. And by the way, South Carolina and Georgia Tech are good mid-level programs in both those conferences. It's not like they went and cherry-picked the bottom of those leagues. Those are good teams that have tournament expectations in some cases. And UNF last night in Atlanta dominated them. And the Birds of Trade didn't have to rely on the 3. They hit like 9. They out-rebounded them. Matty Driscoll's got him something over there. And by the way, they go now, I think, to Georgia. Look out, Mike White. And don't get me started on the Florida basketball coaching situation. We'll get into that a little bit later today. I'd just say that Todd Golden and the Gators and Scott Strickland and the entire college basketball world might be a little lucky that between college football, the NFL, the election this week, this sordid story isn't being trumpeted a little bit louder.
A little shaky.
Get into that a little bit later this morning. All right, come back. I'm going to take you inside the Jaguars locker room. If we have time, a quick tour of the NFL as well. It's the Monday morning quarterback kick arrival comes your way at 7. We got Tony Boselli, 7:15, breakfast with Boselli. The Monday morning running back, 8:30, Fred Taylor. So we're loaded for bear, and we'll just keep breathing the stench. We'll do it together. Back with more next.
The Drill on 1010XL. From the studios of Republic Services, we'll handle it from here.
This is Brent Musburger's Visa in Action update on 1010XL. Brought to you by Duck Duck Rooter Plumbing, Septic, and Air Conditioning. When you're stuck, call the Duck. Proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Florida Gators men's basketball coach Todd Golden facing a Title IX investigation for sexual harassment and stalking. Florida Gators at home tonight with Grambling. Gators laying 23.5 points, 150.5 the total. Jacksonville at 8.5-point underdog against Furman at Bon Secours Wellness Arena, total 143. Florida A&M plus 33.5 at Maryland, the total 141 at Xfinity Center. The NFL yesterday, the Jacksonville Jaguars fall to the Minnesota Vikings 12-7. The Jaguars did cover as 7-point dogs. They're a 13-point dog this week at the Detroit Lions. Cash back for every bet with a G-Bank signature Visa card. VSIN.com/GBank. Mike Sennett, 1010XL.
The holidays are coming, and so is your family. Is your septic system ready?
Honey, why is the yard bubbling?
Dad, the dog's swimming in the septic tank.
That's one way to greet the in-laws.
Don't let a septic disaster be the highlight of your holiday dinner. Call Duck Duck Rooter today and get it fixed before Uncle Bob finds out the hard way. Duck Duck Rooter, your local septic experts. Proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. DuckDuckRooter.com.
Here's Linda Beaver.
Let's start the debate. Why would someone buy a new car from you? We have an exclusive 20-year, 200,000-mile warranty on every new vehicle. We offer a competitive wow price plus free oil changes. How much will someone get for their trade? We offer more than $4,000 over KBV value. Well, we never lose a trade over price. Okay, when is the best time to buy a car? Right now. Ladies and gentlemen, it doesn't matter which side you pick. At Beaver Toyota and Beaver Chevrolet, you get it all. Let us show you why we're the winning vote.
Hacker here, and last Saturday was awesome. Thanks to everyone who came out to my Countdown to 100 Awaken 180 watch party. The wings were flying, beers were being thrown down, and this guy didn't gain a pound back. I had reached my goal of 100 pounds and took a couple of weeks off. What did I find during my weigh-in last week? I actually lost more weight, officially down 110 pounds now. Had a birthday trip, watch party, celebrations, you name it, and I'm down 110 pounds. I weigh now 207. Yeah, 207 when I was close to 320 just 8 months ago. With Awaken 180, I've got the ultimate life back, losing weight while living it up. It's like cheating the system, but it's all legit. If you're ready to get your health back, join the Awaken 180 movement. Call 844-346-1800 or hit up awaken180weightloss.com. This isn't a diet, it's leveling up your life. Hacker out, because I'm keeping it real and light.
Let me get this thing unwrapped here. Duval!
Praz, what in the world are you doing working on your Duval?
That's right, man. I really identify with Duval.
You live in St. Johns County, knucklehead.
I mean the Duval sub, the Dailies Dash Duval. Turkey, ham, melted cheddar, and habanero jack cheeses. Lettuce, tomato, crispy and fresh, you know, like me. I'm sure there's a Dailies Dash sub that sums you up.
The boss.
Because, of course.
Oven roasted beef, Munster cheese, roasted mushrooms, caramelized onions. It's the boss of all subs. Only available for me.
That's just not true.
What do you mean? I walked in the other day, screamed, "You know it!" and said, "A boss for a boss."
Well, no matter who you are, there is a Dailies Dash sandwich or sub for you.
Go find yours. They may even make you a boss.
I'm sure they will, because it is Dailies Dash.
Where more is better.
And you got that right.
Hey 1010XL family, Dr. Chris Cott PT here with Premier Physical Therapy of Jacksonville. Are aches and pains holding you back from doing activities you love? Pickleball, golf, or just day-to-day living? Are your kids struggling with injuries and need to get back in the game? My team of experts are ready to serve you at 3 locations, Ponte Vedra, San Pablo, and Phillips Highway. Visit PremierPTJax.com or call today at 904-996-6922, 904-996-6922, PremierPTJax.com, where your journey to wellness begins.
Are you ready to upgrade your home? Experience the winning combination of style and performance with Renewal by Andersen. Energy-efficient, custom-built replacement windows and doors. Right now, save 20% on your entire project. Plus, 0 down, no payments, and no interest for 18 months. This offer expires November 30th and restrictions apply. Renewal by Andersen, a proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Visit bestwindowsflorida.com for details.
License number CGC 1527613.
Start your Sunday off with a cup of Joe and some sports medicine intel. This is Joe C. inviting you to join me and Dr. George Bari for Breaking Bones every Sunday morning at 7:30. And if you miss an episode, just look for Breaking Bones wherever you listen to podcasts.
DivorceMenOnly.com. This is Kenny Lay of Kenny Lay & Associates. Our firm specializes in representing men in family law. That's all we do. That's our only focus. We can help with all of your family law needs, such as divorce, custody, alimony, and child support. For over a decade, we have helped thousands of men with these types of issues. We even have an appellate division ready to challenge a judge's ruling. If you need a family law attorney, go to DivorceMenOnly.com. DivorceMenOnly.com. Offices, Jacksonville.
Swammin, when was the last time that you cleaned your air ducts?
Dad, I manage the air duct cleaning at Zero Res. Trust me, my ducts are cleaner than the plates after Thanksgiving dinner.
Well, I hope so, but it's not just you I'm thinking of. Everyone in Jacksonville should get their air ducts cleaned before the holidays.
You're right. Even though we don't blast the heat like up north, we still trap dust and allergens when the windows stay shut. All that gunk just recirculates through your home and makes your air quality worse.
So you're saying Zero-Res air duct cleaning keeps my air fresh and ready for my holiday guests?
Exactly. Clean ducts means cleaner air, just in time for Thanksgiving. Plus, we've got a November special running right now. Call Zero-Res today and we'll give you $50 off. No more dust, just fresh, clean air for you and your family this holiday season.
Sounds good, son. Now, how about that family discount?
We'll see, Dad.
Visit ZeroResJacksonville.com or call now. Zero-Res,
spelled forward or backwards, it's the right way to clean.
Zero-Res.
This is Dr. Kevin Kaplan, head team physician for your Jacksonville Jaguars. Here's the latest update on the Jags, brought to you by Baptist Health and JOI.
Jag head coach Doug Peterson saw a defense that stepped up in the loss to the Minnesota Vikings.
You know, to hold that team to 4 field goals, it gives you a chance.
Jag head coach saw the offense start faster. Unfortunately, the Jag offense was unable to keep it going.
We didn't overcome a few things, had a couple setbacks on first down, hadn't too many second longs. You know, this game is not about one person or one man. It's a team sport.
Former Jag and NFL reporter Bucky Brooks highlighted the Jags' defensive play in the loss to the Vikings.
We're seeing a defense that's kind of finding their identity by kind of going back to basics. So more zone coverage. They did a really good job of conceding yards in between the 20s, but playing really good defense in the red zone.
At your Jacksonville Orthopedic Institute Jaguar update, I'm Sam Nelson.
XL is presented by Farrah & Farrah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
All right, back on the Monday Morning Quarterback, divorcemenonly.com. Come on, man. I'm looking for positives anywhere I can, but, you know, you're going to sell me that's a good defensive game? Huh? The Vikings held the ball for over 42 minutes. In a 60-minute game. That is outrageous. They ran 80 plays. They had 28 first downs to 10. The Jaguars had the ball for 17 minutes. Listen, in all fairness to Mac Jones, who it really went bad in that last quarter. I mean, what are you going to do when you get the ball? The other team has the ball, 2.5 times more on the clock than you do. The Vikings ran more plays in Jaguars territory than the Jaguars ran total. Sell me this. No, they didn't. Sam Darnold, that dodo, threw it right to him a couple times. And we got another great officiating break. I love my man Buster Brown, his first career pick. Sure looked like it bounced off the ground to me. What'd you think, E?
Doing?
Yeah, I thought we got a break there. I mean, it's 2 weeks in a row. We're kind of catching a break there. So, no, defense or identity? I need an identity that the other team doesn't have the ball for 42 minutes, if I could, please. Thank you. Thank you very much. That's all I'll ask. All right. The Jags made history this week. Did you know that?
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, give me a hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Thank you. And we made history this week. That's right. First time ever. Team is forced 3 turnovers and had none themselves and held the other team without a touchdown and yet still lost the football game. So I've already used the Shazam. I guess that'll be a Daly's double take. We'll just digest that. It goes down a lot harsher than a delicious, sausage and egg biscuit this morning. Fire up some cinnamon rolls over there at the dash and some of that fresh ground coffee. You'll be a lot better than digesting that stat. I mean, oof. All right, never happened. But again, that's the reason that they didn't win in part is, that was not a good game by the defense. I got 3 turnovers. That part of it was good. It really was. To have a great game by the defense, as sad as it is and as hard as it is and unfair as it is, you had to keep them at 6, boys. Then you had a great game. Then we got an identity. But giving up even with the picks and giving up the 4 and losing 12-7 because you're pitiful offense. It's playbook, it's play callers, it's design, it's execution, it's talent. It's just all so bad. So bad. And the vibe. Oof, that vibe may be even worse. Could have been a nice homecoming for Mac Jones. Nah, it wasn't. A passer rating, I think I saw 38 yesterday, and We saw how just completely impotent the offense was. Wasn't a bad start. They moved the ball down the field one time. He got it in on a quarterback sneak, but that was it for the points. And there were fourth quarter turnovers, and at the end of the day, Mac, not so much.
Yeah, I think the defense played great, and the offense, we got to do better, and it starts with me. And those guys fought, though, and I really appreciate the team for having my back. Just got to learn from it. No excuses, and, yeah, I definitely wanted a different result, but I'm going to keep fighting.
Doug Peterson was asked about that final play, right? The one where Mac threw the bomb. And, just before he says the answer, what I think, and I mean, you can put an X, a Y, a Z, a quotient, you can put some rule of physics, some terminology you want to, but, how we played it over at the park there, Doug, because I know it's rocket science, but how we played at the parky is it kind of seemed like Mac expected. Now, that's a big, heavy term, Doug, so I'll try and see if I'm grasping it correctly, but it looks to just us stupid lay people like Mac Jones expected Gabe Davis to run, I believe they call it a go, E. Maybe it's a fly pattern. But even us dodos know that he expected him to keep running straight, Doug. How's that do?
Yeah, I'm not going to go through the details of the play because you guys wouldn't figure it out.
But,
we'll look at the tape tomorrow, and we'll make those corrections.
Okay. Well, let me save you the tape work. The man ran a post. And my quarterback threw a go. So there you go, my man. I know it's real freaking hard for a dummy like me to figure out what happened there. And God bless if you even gave me just a little. I mean, don't tell me, Coach. I'll never understand.
Yeah, I'm not going to go through the details of the play because you guys wouldn't figure it out. But,
yeah, no, I wouldn't figure it out. Let me tell you who did figure it out. The damn Vikings figured it out pretty quick, didn't they?
Yeah, he did.
Huh?
He shut that thing down.
Hey, don't make me give you some sarcastic, disrespectful answer to some hypothetical question like, don't ask me about winning. Bump. Hey, Anton Harrison, is this offense just broken, my man?
It could at times, but that's up to us. We playing, we're out there. We got to make plays. Players got to make plays, so we just got to go out there, try to execute. It sucks. We go out there 3 and out. We're not helping the defense, things like that. So we got to try to just flip that around. We got to help the defense. All 3 groups is one, and we get W's.
All right, the defense did have its strong points, like the turnovers. Those are good, but you got to get off the field. You can't let them have 40-something minutes and 28 first downs and call it a win. I'm sorry. Foyer, at least the turnovers came.
Yeah, they come in bunches for sure. Definitely felt good to get in the turnover column, but we had to get another one. Like, we didn't win that game, so go back, see where we could have got done even better out there. I'm happy we got turnovers for sure, so keep doing that, but let's find out where we could have got even another one.
Also, in fairness, like I said, started the show. I got so many words, I got no words. But in fairness now, if the offense, I don't know, get a first down or two, that time of possession wouldn't be that stacked either, in fairness. But the Vikings did have 2 long drives, and listen, overall, one side was fighting with more effect than the other. They did hold a really good team, a really good offense, to no touchdowns in just 12 points. Here's Tyson Campbell.
Man, we fought. We fought. So the triple zeros came on the board, man. So proud of this, proud of the defense, man. Proud of those guys, man. Still got belief in this team. So I run through a wall for him. So.
All right. E, I'm using up these crazy, stats and eye poppers that are rolling into me this morning. So we've already done the Shazam Spotlight. Thank you, Murray Ford. We did the dailies, double take. The dash is delicious.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. This is such a premium stat that maybe I should honor premium storage and let it be brought to you by theshedjacks.com. I got to drop you this one in, though, that we said that the Heisman race opened up with Miami's loss. Even though Cam Ward had another good statistical day, it'll add up on his ledger. That loss certainly is going to knock some shine off. You've got Travis Hunter for sure. And then there's Ashton Gianti at Boise. Can he win the Heisman playing in these less, spotlighted games? He's got some stats that are starting to stack up on his side. Gianti's now scored 144 points this year. To wit, FSU as a team scored 133. In fact, Gianti now is outscoring a total of 5 FBS teams so far this year. Gianti alone has scored more points than Air Force, FSU, Kent State, Houston, and Southern Miss. He has 1,146 yards rushing this year after contact. Oh, and he also fumbled for the first time in 600, I believe, career carries. this weekend. All right, we'll tee up a football fix a little later. There's a lot around the NFL to get into. But we will step aside. Hicken Arrival is next. We got breakfast with Boselli in the 7 o'clock hour. Fred Taylor will join us later this morning, and much more. We commiserate over another Jags defeat. You're listening to The Drill on 1010XL, 92.5 FM.
The Drill on 1010XL. From the studios of Republic Services, we'll handle it from here. Learn the ins and outs and ups and downs of the man under center.
Don't just watch the position, learn the position.
Friday mornings on The Drill, Denny Thompson is
the quarterback whisperer.
Brought to you by Tyson Sound and Security and George Moore Chevrolet on 1010XL. Now you can watch 1010XL shows all day on X, Facebook, and YouTube. Brought to you by MyBookie. Experience Vegas from the comfort of your phone anytime, anywhere. Sign up today. Use promo code 1010XL.
Hi, this is Dale Murray with Murray Automotive Group in Stark and Kingsland. Save yourself from those big city dealers and their fast-talking flim-flam tactics. No matter what your automotive need is, we've got you covered. Ford, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, and nobody beats our prices, and I mean nobody. Shazam! Plus our exclusive 15-year, 150,000-mile warranty included on every qualified vehicle. And we'll trade anything from AirPods to fishing rods. Compare our prices online at ShazamAuto.com. Then come see me, Dale Murray. I'll be waiting for you. Shazam!
Former Jaguars corner and first-year head football coach at Duval Charter School at Bay Meadows, K-12, Aaron Beasley here. Are you looking for an A-rated K-12 school prioritizing academics, arts, and athletics? Duval Charter School at Bay Meadows offers a rigorous curriculum to develop strong minds with an additional focus on growing good hearts. DCSB has been an A school for 8 years, and our tuition is free. Now enrolling. Apply at baymeadowscharter.org.
I've known Glenn Coleman for a long time as a friend and a lawyer. Persistent and fair, Glenn and his firm have represented clients from North Florida and South Georgia for over 40 years in all kinds of personal injury cases. If I had such a case, call Glenn at Barnes, Cohen, and Sullivan.
She's seen and heard all over 1010XL's video and social channels.
Whether the big cats are at the bank or on the road, I'm there too. Follow my updates all season long, on air and online.
All things Mia are driven by Arlington Toyota, home of the Jacksonville Jaguars. WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
If you have experienced problems when it comes to selling your home, maybe it's just because you have not discovered Chad and Sandy and chadandsandy.com. That's chadandsandy.com. You can call them at 904-414-6200. But here's the bottom line. Your home will be sold, guaranteed, or they'll buy it. So whatever you think your problem may be, whether you need more space for an office or growing family, or you want maximum equity from your home, but you're not sure how, Chad and Sandy deliver with a promise. And at the bottom line, it ends with your home is sold at an agreed upon price and deadline, or they will buy it. That is the definition of guaranteed. The proof is out there. Pete in Lakeshore writes, I was in a pickle. I heard Chad and Sandy on the radio, and I called because I needed cash out on a rental property fast. I was struggling to rent. Chad and Sandy got a full offer, full asking price within days. Go to chadandsandy.com. That's chadandsandy.com, or call 904-414-6200 today.
When mice and rats show up in your space, they can be a real pain. You need them out fast before they have time to multiply. Terminix knows how to shut down rodents, and they'll keep them from coming back to wreak more havoc. When rodents show up, so do we. Don't live with a rodent problem, Terminix it. Visit Terminix.com today to schedule a free inspection online. That's TERMINIX.com. TERMINIX.com.
It's your boy E to the T, and I hope everyone had a profitable betting weekend. But guess what? Tonight is Monday Night Football, and I hope everybody followed me last week because that Cade Otton touchdown, oh yeah, it hit. Tonight, the Miami Dolphins travel to the Los Angeles Rams, where it's basically a pick'em. The Rams look to be favored by 1 point in a high-scoring game with a 50-point over-under. Tyreek Hill is due for a monster game, and here's tonight's play. On my bookie, you can get the same game parlay. Cheetah over 5.5 catches and over 77.5 receiving yards pays $240 on a $100 bet. If this game shoots, Tyree can do that in his sleep. Guys, my bookie has the best sign-up bonus in the industry for Florida bettors. Our listeners can just sign up and use my promo code 1010XL to claim that bonus that doubles your money on that very first deposit up to $1,000. That's promo code 1010XL to claim that double deposit bonus for Monday Night Football. Bet anything, anytime, anywhere, and make this season your winning season with my bookie.
Denny Thompson here. They're still growing. Tyson Sound and Security is looking to hire a master electrician. Are you or someone you know a master electrician with residential experience? Candidate will start at the industry's most competitive pay. Apply online at TysonSoundandSecurity.com or call to apply 762-1000. Tyson Sound and Security hiring a master electrician offering top-notch industry pay. Call to apply 762-1000. Equal opportunity employer.
Collisions happen on every play in football. Collisions also happen every day on the road. If you need auto body repair, from a $30 job to a $30,000 job, trust San Jose Collision in Mandarin.
This is Mark Nato. My son Justin injured his hand playing baseball for JU. Southeast Orthopedic Specialist performed surgery just a few days later, and within 5 weeks, he was cleared to play in the ASUN baseball tournament. Our family has trusted Southeast Orthopedic Specialists for years. For any orthopedic injury, let Southeast Orthopedic Specialists take care of you too.
Relieve pain and get back to life. Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
Now that's what I call high-quality H2O.
If you want high-quality water in your home at a fair price that won't scare you to death, then talk to someone who knows water and is not a pushy salesman. Contact your local water boy, Keith. I install premium equipment and can repair or even rebuild your existing system. In a business known for aggressive sales tactics, let me show you how my approach is different. If you've got any water problems, contact the water boy at waterboyjack.com.
Here's your Southeast Orthopedic Specialist local sports update, sponsored by USA Park. Todd Golden will continue business as usual as the head coach of the Florida Gators men's basketball team when they face Grambling State this evening. This amidst the recent sexual assault and harassment allegations being brought against him. In his post-game remarks following the crushing loss to Texas, Florida head coach Billy Napier sounded like his team was overwhelmed.
Obviously, the first half where, they have 353 yards, about 10 yards of play. I didn't think we tackled very well. Just overall fundamentals and technique.
After falling to Notre Dame on Saturday and dropping to 1-9 on the season, Florida State head coach Mike Norvell has fired offensive coordinator Alex Atkins and defensive coordinator Adam Fuller. He also fired the wide receiver coach. At your Southeast Orthopedic Specialist local sports update, I'm Sam Nelson.
At 7 a.m. at 70 degrees, your time and your temp is brought to you by Bueller Air and Plumbing. Stay cooler with Bueller.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. Ladies and gents, please put your hands together as Dan Hicken enters the studio.
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
You know it.
I've come to talk with you again.
You know it.
Because a vision
Yada
creeping.
Yes, sir.
Left its seeds while I was
As predicted on Friday.
As seen on TV.
Guess what's going to happen this Friday?
That was planted.
She'll be back. She'll pump us up. And then our teams will knife us. They don't even knife us in the back anymore. They just gut us like deers.
It's like you're going along Friday morning. She's here. It's like 10:30 at the club, and then all of a sudden the Jags play. It's like lights on.
What happened?
Last call.
I thought she liked me.
Yeah, no. She went home.
She left. Not only did she leave, you bought her 6 drinks. Just lost a couple.
Also
hundred.
known as just another Saturday night, Hick.
Holy cow, man. Good gracious, that was bad yesterday. Woo, stinko. What an awful. We are number 1.
Yeah.
We have the first pick in the draft.
Yeah, it's bad.
If we have the first pick in the draft for the 3rd time in 5 years after this year,
it's just
Shad Khan doesn't fire everybody, then he's.
I don't know about you. I don't think any reaction nowadays is too harsh or too crazy. I mean, what I took from yesterday, just from one game, is that they got to go. I mean,
they got to go.
Without Trevor, they're not even competitive.
Not even the boys. And I walked down from the press box to the to the field to do the post-game show. And, man, I got an earful from the fans. I mean, they
should.
I almost at one point, guys, I remember I don't play for them. It's not me. I can be your conduit. I'll tell them what you want.
Well, there's been this insinuation.
They are over
I
this
feel
group.
like this. I feel like this, too. There's been this a little minor insinuation. Again, the vibe is so terrible down there of like pushing a little bit of it off on Trevor and continuing to blame him. And then we see yesterday just how bad they are.
Yeah, I mean
come
point
on,
proven,
dude.
Trevor.
Yeah.
I mean, we're talking 3-13, though, in your last 16 games.
Yeah.
We're talking 4-8 at home in your last 12. I mean, this is just gross. This is supposed to be a good team. That was one of the weirdest games I've ever seen yesterday.
I've never seen
and it
such
was,
a
by the
blowout.
way, if I had been laying on the couch, the eyes would have got heavy. I mean, it was not worth the price of admission. I mean, and shout out to the Purple People Eater fans. They showed up in droves.
It's getting really obnoxious watching
us
it.
up.
And they're nice people. No nicer people in Minnesota. I look up, I see a bunch of Jim Gaffigan up in the stands.
Yeah, they scold.
But they scold. It's just obnoxious. We let these teams. That's on the Jags too.
It's on the Jags.
Shut them up one time, football team.
I don't mind the fans.
I don't
coming.
mind them showing up and send them home unhappy. They say, "Well, those Jags, whatever. It was fun. It was a good time. But man, we should have won. That's a good team. Jacksonville's got a good team. How about that, man? Like Dallas left and Baltimore and some of those teams.
Those days are gone, Fred.
Yeah, they're gone. We need whatever.
I mean, you got to talk about. There was a. I counted them. We had 4 possessions in the second half consecutively. Okay? So that means 4 times we got the ball. Here we go. Okay, here we go.
Mm-hmm.
Let's move the ball. Let's get some points. Here we go. We had 11 plays total. 11 plays in 4 possessions.
9 plays, 3 turnovers at one point in the fourth. 9 plays, 3 turnovers.
I mean, the time of possession, I'm sure you chronicled 42 minutes plus to 17 minutes. I mean, this is unheard of.
It's
First time teams were 195-0 when they have forced 3 turnovers and don't give up a touchdown.
That's right.
195-0 until
That's
yesterday.
Right. Yeah.
I
That's
mean,
what we do.
It's just, and I've never seen, and listen, 100% on the offense, but I've never seen a defense play so not good and only give up 12 points. I mean, they just kept controlling the ball and controlling the ball and controlling the ball. You want to know why Devin Lloyd had 16 tackles? Because he tackled T.J. Hawkinson 16 times after he caught the ball for the first down.
Every third down, it's like I almost scream. You just scream, hey, they're going to go to Hawkinson here.
Oh, my gosh.
I want to cover Hawkinson.
Maddening. And by the way, early in the game, Josh Hines-Allen pushed Cam on his backside. After that, Cam won that battle.
I think it was Trayvon that ran over him, wasn't it?
No.
It was Josh?
41.
Wow.
Yeah, 41 pushed him.
I guess I just assumed it was Trayvon because he's so much bigger.
I said, we're in for a good day here. I never heard from him again.
I said the same thing.
Never heard from him again.
Yeah, I literally asked him at one point if he was in the game.
Darnold stood in that pocket for
forever.
8 Mississippi.
Yeah. And still wasn't any good.
I mean, yeah. The ghosts were out.
The Darnold, by the way, is the same one. I don't know how they were just winning earlier, I guess, but he's
Well,
they're they can't win with him.
And I'll tell you,
they can't win it all. With
I
him.
got to get on and listen. This is easy pickings, but CDP, man. I mean I didn't know we were playing the '85 Bears. I mean, after the game, they talked about this defense.
Yeah, no.
Oh, really?
Right.
I mean, they do a lot of 6-man fronts. Oh, really?
Yeah, that was annoying.
This DA
yeah.
knew that and talked about that last week. Hey, the Vikings are cool. They bring 6 up to the line. You don't know who's blitzing.
Correct. We literally had that conversation here, but we can't understand.
We can't. It's hard to beat that. It is. It's hard. Was it hard for Green Bay or Detroit when they hung 31 on the Bears? Oh, I'm sorry. It wasn't the '85 Bears.
I know. That's what I said.
Good
They
gracious,
act like it's the 2000 Ravens or something. Stop it.
They're good, but
yeah, right. Packers scored 29 on them.
Yeah, I think the Lions at 31.
Lions scored 31.
Yeah.
Rams scored 30.
Yeah.
Colts got 13. That'd have been a win, Coach.
Yeah, 13.
13 and got you a win.
Yeah, we couldn't scheme up
get 13.
one. Couldn't
By the
scheme
way,
up one.
the Giants scored 6. Now,
Yeah.
they did pepper the Texans pretty good, but it was in Minnesota.
Sure. Listen, they're good.
I can't.
It's a good defense. It's not the '85 Bears. It's just your job is to beat that.
Yeah, it's
You're
disgusting.
the guy.
Yeah.
You're the guy who's got to show us.
Yeah,
You know what it was? I was watching Houston-Detroit last night. It was 3rd and 5.
I love watching Houston lose. They're so cocky. Gosh, I love it. They're just, you know what?
I needed that
They
one. I needed that one for the 5-pack.
Yeah, we both went 1-4. You didn't lose any ground.
Okay, good. But it was 3rd and 5, and Detroit had the ball. And you know what they do? never have anything imaginative. They ran like an inside handoff to their receiver, Amon-Ra St. Brown, who cut across, got it blocked up, and got 7 yards for
Early in the game.
Yeah.
Early in the game.
Just
when their offense wasn't even
try
running yet.
something like
well,
that.
you know what? There's also this, Dan, and this matters. They also have this annoys me about this Jags dumpster fire right now is that Trent Baalke doesn't have to ever meet the media and explain and give some answers. Why does he only have to talk once a year?
Yeah, that's
I
fair.
got Peterson out here taking every single bullet.
Yeah.
Rome is burning. I feel like Baalke's up in the archways drinking champagne.
Yeah.
And this is so bad that you need to explain some stuff, man.
Yeah, that's
we
fair.
got a second round pick that's not playing, and if you got to throw under the coach under the bus, you're gonna fire him anyway. Then do it, but you need to talk.
This goes back to
Once a year crap.
This goes back to the organization.
We pay tickets, dude. I mean, we built stadiums.
We, at the end of last year, I'm not saying us.
No, he waited.
Yeah. We started, day 7, still no Baalke. Where's Trent Baalke?
Yeah.
Shouldn't the GM do a
weak
press?
sauce.
He finally did one.
So listen, Peterson.
They screamed when Coughlin wouldn't do one, when he was the executive vice president.
Well, Peterson, by the way, look, that crankiness is now, he's the only one left to have to deal with it all. So he's going to get cynical and sarcastic with the media. He's going to
still
say
no excuse.
No, there's
no
not.
excuse.
Some of the
for
things
Howie.
he said. What he said yesterday was just weak sauce.
Well, he loves that you didn't play the game. You don't
it's
know.
not that hard.
You're an idiot.
Yeah, it's not that hard.
Okay, boss.
Yeah.
You are too. You're 3-13.
Right.
I'll coach next week. I figure we can go 3-13 in our next 16, and I'll do it for $3 million. Okay, I just said it. There's your fan line of the day.
Yeah.
Our Dream Finders Homes poll question of the day. It's never been so overwhelming. Never been so overwhelming. Brought to you by Dream Finders Homes, the official home builder of the Jaguars, the Gators, PGA Tour. 2-8. What would you do if you were in charge of the Jaguars? You have 4 choices here. You can fire Peterson and Baalke.
Okay.
You can fire Baalke only.
Don't need it
You
anymore.
can fire Peterson only, or you can keep them both.
Yeah, A. And if anybody who answers not A, I don't know what to tell you.
Well, E, how about you? I'll just ask you. Just get your input.
Man, come on, man.
Yeah, there's not another answer, man.
There's not.
There's not another answer that brings success. Those other 3 answers lead to continued misery and failure. And if I don't have Shad Khan's here, that's fine. If anyone does, please pass that on. I guarantee you.
Yeah. You're right. And we have over 1,400 votes. So the fans are miffed. And, Dream Finders Homes poll question shapes
thinking
this franchise.
Yeah, and the thinking, the daily narrative.
So I'm trying to help.
Yeah.
Fire CDP and Baalke 84.5%.
Yeah, that's overwhelming. That's a mandate, by the way. I've heard that word this week, a mandate.
9.4 say Baalke only. CDP gets axed only 3.1% say keep them both. What's 3% of 1,400? 3% of 14, 20, 42, 4. That'd be
like 30. It's like 42.
42 people.
Yeah.
They need to get their heads examined. Dream Finders Homes is everywhere you want to be. 15 communities in Jacksonville. The homes are beautiful. The interest rate is low. 2.99% year one is what they're offering right now. 2.99%. Just do yourself a favor. You might think, I can't afford a home. Go to dreamfindershomes.com. Tell them Dream Finders Danny sent you. They'll help you navigate your home purchase, especially first-time homeowners, man. You'll be glad you did.
So many interesting storylines to talk about today, and we're going to have to just dig in knee-deep in this crud we watched yesterday.
Crud.
I don't know how much there is to say, Dan.
Crud.
Golly, we just scream. I guess just continue screaming at the clouds so this miserable stretch is over.
At one point yesterday, we had one completion to a receiver.
Yeah.
They
weren't even targeting.
They targeted Brian Thomas Jr. 3 times. Twice late in the fourth quarter. He had 2 catches for 12 yards. Do you see what I told you, what they did with Amon-Ra St. Brown on 3rd and 5? Do that with Brian Thomas Jr.
Yeah.
Get him the football.
Now, that would take creativity.
But we've been screaming for that for 2 weeks,
Well,
so obviously
don't ask him to tell you wouldn't understand.
They use the 1 touchdown drive. They had 3 explosives. They had, I think, Bretton Strange had a 23-yarder. Etienne had an 18-yard run, and Gabe Davis had a 19-yard catch. We got down to the 1 yard.
Only one of those plays was a downfield play.
Right.
Had Etienne's run straight to the drag route. It just came underneath and then got to the edge.
Correct.
And again, the inconsistency, what is this offense? The lack of identity. Brenton Strange flares, has a game, disappears. Flares, has a game, disappears. Now he's back again.
Hey, can I ask a structural question about football, about the NFL?
Yeah.
Does anybody know when the, quote, replay assist started?
Yeah, it's a couple years ago.
Has it been a couple?
They've been doing it, yeah.
Before the red flag was
Maybe
thrown.
this is the first year, but they definitely did it.
Before the red flag was thrown, we've got a replay assist telling us it is a catch. Replay assist.
That's a win for us all. It's
So
great. Keeps it moving.
So, again, the bigger issue, well, there's always issues. But going forward, we're going to have to figure out what's the deal with Trevor. And my guess, this is just me speculating and being down there. And apparently, and again, if they would just be a little more transparent, I just don't understand why. It makes no sense. I had one DA on Twitter tell me, well, they'll keep everybody guessing. Please, bro, relax. I mean, come on, man. Some of you on Twitter, dude. You guys got to. It's a rough day for me yesterday. You guys got to take some. Seriously, might want to start taking some sports tests.
Hashtag Twitterless Jeff.
Before you start spouting out some of these.
He was getting busy on Twitter.
Oh, Lord. It's bad. Listen, I don't want to do it.
How long would it take my head to explode if I got on that on the regular?
Oh, man.
How would that go? It wouldn't go well. I'm going to leave that to my guy here. You guys are my guys, my gatekeepers.
Oof. Anyway, what was I saying? I lost my train of thought because I got so angry. But anyway, yeah, the Jags. Oh, the Trevor thing. My speculation is this. I assume he needs surgery. When do we get it is the question. So do we listen? And if CDP had come out and said this last week, right, would this have been okay? Hey, guys, this is what we got Mac Jones for. Trevor's hurting really bad, so we want to give him a couple weeks to figure things out. He's going to need surgery. I don't know this to be true. This is what I'm guessing. He's going to need surgery, so he's going to but we might be able to get through the season with this injury. We're going to see how it responds. But this week, probably a no-go. But this is why we got Mac Jones. This is why we traded for him. This is what we told you, right?
But he doesn't do that.
He's a good backup quarterback.
Yeah.
Instead, he says, well, it's probably a pain issue.
Yeah.
He throws his quarterback under the bus on Friday.
Yeah.
He basically says, well, if he doesn't play, he's soft.
That's
what he said.
Is
that what he said?
You can hear
bus
it that
driver
way.
Doug, bus driver Smug Doug, got in the bus and started it up and drove it right over his quarterback and said, hey, it's a pain issue. Something about a duffel bag. Carry the duffel bag in the left hand, right hand. Stop being funny. You're not. Dude, it's a serious deal here, man. And so
why would you be more forthcoming with the media? Why is that urge more for you? Why is it more urge for these guys to like what you're telling them than your own quarterback's relationship?
Yeah.
That's weak, man.
It doesn't make sense. All right, so let's do this. Let's get Boselli up. Oh, boy. He's not going to be
Yeah, he's probably happy.
He's not going to be happy. We're going to be firing
Yeah,
on.
breakfast with Boselli next.
Okay. Oh, boy. Jags lose.
Trouble.
Jags are 2-8. Jags have the first pick in the draft. The Jags,
Making history.
Excuse me, dear mama, up in heaven, suck.
Oof.
This is your Duval Minute, brought to you by Lift Power, your turnkey solution for all warehouse needs.
Come at me with the defense had a pretty good day yesterday. And I'll tell you this wonderful statistic. With their performance of giving up over 400 yards, they've moved into last place in the NFL in yards allowed. Congratulations, defense. I know it's all on the offense. But the Jags, there are 5 teams in the NFL who give up less than 300 yards a game. The Jags are giving up almost 400 yards a game. That's a big diff. A big diff. And it's one reason why the Jags are no good. And that's your Duval Minute brought to you by our friends at Lift Power. Man, Lift Power, they're winners. And they're on the lookout always for experienced lift truck and dock and door technicians in the Jacksonville area. And by the way, if you're thinking about a career change, what a company. 401k, company vehicle, paid training, sign-on bonus. Yeah. Go see why Lift Power has been one of the best places to work for the past several years. Our rapidly growing business has proudly served the Jacksonville area for more than 50 years, and we want you to be a part of our family. Don't let this opportunity slip by. Learn more by visiting liftpower.com. That's liftpower.com.
Get insight from the Jags head coach.
I believe that our goals are still in front of us.
Doug Peterson joins the Frangie Show Fridays at 4:05. Brought to you by Renewal by Anderson, Custom Windows and Doors. Proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars on 1010XL.
Greetings from Daytona, where a band of dreamers took a strip of beach and turned it into a proving ground. The Great American Race, where year after year, greatness is the destination. So book your experience and soak in 500 miles of history and tradition. The Daytona 500, February 16th, 2025. Secure your seats now at Daytona500.com.
Make a crucial catch against colon cancer. Hicken here for the Borland Groover Foundation. If you're 45 or older, the ball is in the red zone to get screened. The key to surviving colon cancer, early detection and prevention. 45 is the new 50. Get screened for colon cancer now. The Borland Groover Foundation is a nonprofit organization devoted to building a healthy and equitable community that is free from colon cancer. Visit BorlandGrooverFoundation.com for more.
The Drill from the studios at Republic Services. We'll handle it from here.
Bold City AC, heating that rules.
Is your AC ready for the holidays? Bold City Heating and Air ensures your AC stays in tip-top shape. We know that a clean AC is a healthy AC. Upgrade yours for just $96 a month and enjoy free duct cleanings with your new system. Plus, ask about our 0% financing options.
Bold City AC, we got the crew. Bold City AC.
Visit boldcityac.com.
Hey, man, I couldn't be any happier to be part of the George Moore Chevrolet family. When I say family, man, that's how they treat you when you visit that beautiful showroom off Atlantic Boulevard. You'll find out what I'm talking about. No pressure, just friendly help. And whatever you need, man. I got my boy Blue. I love my Silverado. You want a car, you want a truck like me, you want an SUV, electric, pre-owned, you name it, George Moore Chevrolet's got it. Can't make it over to Atlantic Boulevard? Don't worry. MooreChevy.com, real easy to navigate. That's more with an E, means it's easy to navigate. You'll see all the vehicles, the sales, the service. Oh, the service department's the best. The parts, never been more easy to use. George Moore Chevrolet gang, together, let's drive.
Injured in an accident? Have mounting medical bills? Can't work? Don't worry. Zach's got your back. I'm Zach Von Rowan of Von Rowan Law. I will fight for the compensation that you deserve. Set up your free consultation at zachsgotyourback.com.
Post-Game Monday on 1010XL is brought to you by Dandy Foods, makers of quality fresh sandwiches and home of the good stuff.
Hey everybody, Mike Dempsey here for Dandy Foods. Dandy subs and sandwiches. Look, we always want you to think about those great options as you're driving around Duval. But the beauty is, even as I'm dropping pounds, Dandy's got great options for me as well. Told you all about their protein packs, delicious salads that they have out there. They have fruit cups for on the go. You know what they have. Veggie snack trays. You can grab those on the go as well. Perfect, healthy snack. Dandy is the name to know when you're on the go. So stop into a Gate store anywhere around Duval and make yours a dandy, and do it today.
I'm Jeff Middlecoff with Trustline Mortgage. My business partners, Alan Tyre, Bill Pappas, and Ken Rimley, have been helping first-time home buyers with their mortgage financing all over Florida for 34 years. First-time home buyers can get no or low down payments, anywhere from 0 to 3.5% down. As a first-time home buyer with Trustline Mortgage, you get added benefits for doing your loan with us, like lower rates on your mortgage insurance and lower closing costs. Oh, and did I forget to mention that Trustline gives first-time home buyers better mortgage interest rates? Here's the bottom line. Trustline Mortgage wants to help first-time home buyers accomplish your goal of home ownership. That's why Trustline Mortgage is offering the best first-time home buyer benefits around, period. Trustline Mortgage delivers with no and low down payments, lower closing costs, and better interest rates. Call Trustline Mortgage today at 381-LOAN. That's 381-LOAN to find out how we can help you buy your dream home. Or visit our website at TrustlineMortgage.com. Trust your instincts and follow the line to Trustline Mortgage.
Certain restrictions apply. See office for details. Trustline is an equal housing opportunity. MLS number 331480.
He was a favorite on the field.
Cardiac cast, thank you, baby.
And he's back on 1010XL. Former Jaguars QB David Garrard joins Jaguars today to talk Jags.
Mondays on 1010XL.
Brought to you by WaterboyJax.com.
Transmission troubles? I'm Robin Sidbury, owner of Action Transmission Specialist on Merrill Road. So come in and see how we can help solve your transmission troubles. We service all makes and models. Remember, get traction. Call Action at 744-0755.
All right, Hicken here with a message from Zero Res. You got to love this time of the year as we reflect on things that matter most. Families, homes, holidays, football. They're very grateful for you all, the good people of Jacksonville, and they want to thank you. So to get ready for the holidays, book today and Zero Res will clean your carpets for $49 a room. Woo. Plus, we'll give you 25% off your tile cleaning. This one goes fast, so book now on both carpet and tile. Zero Res, man, you spell it forward. Zero Res, you spell it backwards. Zero Res! It's the right way to clean.
cover the Jags. Now he's a CBS Sports senior NFL writer.
Well, I believe you got everybody's attention.
He's Pete Prisco. Friday afternoons on The Frangie Show. Brought to you by Showtime Sports Cards and Collectibles on 1010XL.
Hicken here for Prize Picks, the best place to get real money sports action. With more than 10 million members and billions of dollars in awarded winnings, Prize Picks has made daily fantasy sports accessible to all. All you got to do is pick more or less on at least 2 players for a shot to win up to 100 times your cash. Run your game all season long on Prize Picks. Great thing about Prize Picks, they put their members first, so all withdrawals are fast, safe, and secure. When my picks hit, which they usually do, I get my money in as quick as 15 minutes. Man, cook up some hot takes with your friends and win real money this football season. You think Justin Jefferson will get more than 83.5 yards next week? You and your crew run your game on Prize Picks. Download the Prize Picks app today and use code JAX, that's J-A-X, and get $50 instantly when you play 5. That's code JAX on Prize Picks. You get $50 when you play just 5. You don't even need to win to receive the $50 bonus. It's guaranteed. Prize Picks, man. Run your game.
1010XL is presented by Farrah & Farrah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. Now, another great guest on the Garber Auto Mall phone line.
Hello.
We can wiggle it. It's Hall of Fame Monday with Tony Boselli. Brought to you by Heritage Roofing of North Florida. Hall of Fame Quality Roofing Solutions.
PFHOF number 355, number 71 in your program, number 1 in your hearts, Don Anthony Boselli Jr. Tony, as we welcome you to the program, they've gone from making it really hard to now making it impossible. They've made it impossible. I just can't. I can't, Tone. I just can't.
Impossible to do what, Dan? Be more clear.
Impossible to defend, impossible to stick up for, impossible not to say, excuse me, sweet mama in heaven, they suck. They suck. They're a horrible, horrible football team. They're terribly coached. They're 2-8. They're poorly constructed, and they ought to blow up the whole organization. I'm sorry. It's just it's mind-boggling to watch this week after week after week. If you asked me to say what I was going to say, you made me say it, so I said it.
No, I mean, listen, I think it's fair to be frustrated, no doubt about it. With the expectations coming into the year.
Correct.
And all the talk about, and all the money. I mean, could you imagine if you're Shad Khan, spend the money you did to build this team and to look up and you're 2-8 and going on the road to maybe the best or one of the best teams in the NFL up in Detroit. So, it was a frustrating day yesterday because, I mean, you go out there, you got a good Minnesota team coming in.
Yeah.
And
apparently they're the 85 Bears. I don't know if you know that or not. The 2000 Ravens.
Let's start with something a little positive. I mean, I thought give Ryan Nielsen and that defense some credit. They had a great plan to take away the big play. Something that
JJ
really
and
this team's really struggled with explosive plays.
Yep.
And, to keep them out of the end zone, get turnovers. I felt like going into the game for the Jaguars to win, they're going to have to win the turnover battle. And they were up, they did it to a little bit.
They did it to a historic level, in fact.
Yeah, they were +3 for a little bit until we started turning it over late. Now, we still struggled stopping the run. They had over 160 yards rushing. And, it was a little bit of a bend but don't break defense, which I think is fine. But if you're going to play that style of defense, we've heard so much Doug talk about it. Everyone's talked about complementary football.
Yeah.
Your offense has to stay on the field. Your offense has to get first downs. Your offense has to execute. And offensively, besides one drive, the second drive of the game, they were inept. They could get nothing going.
Right.
And so when you play that bend but don't break, played really strong defense, in the red zone. I mean, I thought they did a really good job. Your offense has to help out. You got to take advantage of turnovers. You got to take advantage when you get the ball, when you have momentum. You got to stay on the field. The Vikings had the ball for 42-plus minutes, the most in the NFL this year.
Unheard of.
I was going back. I don't think I've ever been involved in a game where it was 42 minutes for the opposing team, or we had 42 minutes.
Unheard
and
of.
so that was just unprecedented. And
to your point,
so-
Tony, the offense owns some of that. The defense, allowing them on the field for 42, some of that is that the offense wouldn't do anything, in fairness,
right,
to
when
a
you go,
defense.
when you can't get a first down and you go 3 and out.
Yeah.
I mean, it's hard.
But the long sustained drives also break. They had more plays. This is a damning stat. The Vikings ran more plays. No, it's worse. They ran more plays in our territory than we ran plays.
Yeah, I mean,
think about that.
Nothing. Yeah, no, it was. Listen, it was a game that you played pretty good defense, not great by any means. I mean, you gave up.
That too is fair.
Yards, but
no touchdowns, just 12 points. That matters.
You give up 12 points. That's good.
Yeah.
I mean, you should win
every time.
If you give up 12 points in the NFL, you should win every one of those games.
Yeah.
You should win every one of those games.
Yeah, especially
the problem is the
when
Vikings only gave up 7.
Yeah, especially when you're the worst defense in the NFL, like the Jags. Statistically, they give up more yards per game than any team in the NFL. They're DAL. So the fact that they played, some positives was a good thing because this team is supposed to be based on the offense that does absolutely nothing and falls behind early and can't score. I mean, they're just
and I think there's a
pathetic.
fact that we learned yesterday just how bad it is. Yesterday was kind of an eye-opener from that standpoint. Without Trevor out there, who apparently has been bailing them out a lot more than he's been killing them, they were just impotent. Oof.
Yeah, they weren't good.
Yeah.
And there's no two ways about it.
And Mac's not terrible, by the way. He's not the best quarterback in the league. He's a backup for a reason, but I think that speaks to just the dysfunction with the offense right now, Tony. Is that fair?
No, I think I think pointing the finger at any one group, whether it's the players or the coaches, I just don't think that's accurate. I'm a big believer it's never one thing.
Okay.
I mean, you also have to give Brian Flores some credit. I mean, that's a good complex defense, especially if you can't run the ball, which we could not run the ball at all.
Right.
So now you're in a lot of second and long, third and long situations. They have a very exotic blitz package. They show you one thing to give you something else. I thought Mac Jones was confused at times. I thought our backs were overwhelmed with the blitzing linebackers at times. I thought they had some good coverage where they confused Mac, and there wasn't a lot of guys open at times because of it. And the coaches do a better job. Obviously, I mean, everyone can do a better job. When you're 2 and 8, I mean, point finger everywhere. I mean, I think you got to go across the board and look at it, the entire thing. When you underachieve this much, and that's the tough thing. And I think all of us, whether you're in the building or outside the building, fan, media, I don't care who you are.
Yeah.
I think human nature is you want to find that, like, if we can just fix this thing,
right?
Everything will be better.
No, yeah.
And when you're 2 and 8, it's not one thing.
How come they can't get the ball to Brian Thomas Jr.? And I'm not saying Brian Thomas Jr. is all that. I mean, he's a really good, promising rookie. He's growing. But, boy, 2 weeks in a row, Tone, why can't they get him the ball? They did. I mean, we had a receiver with one catch through just about 3.5 quarters yesterday. That was it.
Well, they didn't have a lot of reps on the field.
Yeah, that's true.
That's one. So when you have limited reps, that means limited opportunities for your top players. Watching the tape this morning, I got up early and watched the entire tape. It wasn't like I saw Brian Thomas Jr. wide open.
Okay.
Running free and being missed.
Right.
And so, I mean, give the Vikings credit. They got a good defense, good back half. They veteran players. So, now, could you argue, like, well, you needed to design stuff to get the ball there?
Yeah.
Well, maybe they did, and Mac Jones didn't go there. Or maybe he got sacked.
Did you watch the game last night, Tone? Did you catch any of it?
I watched until I couldn't keep my eyes open.
Okay, do you remember early on?
Unfortunately, I missed
and it looked like a blowout.
Yeah.
I made it till halftime myself. I conked out at halftime.
Did you early on? There was a 3rd and 5 for Detroit. They ran an inside handoff to Amon-Ra St. Brown, and he kicked it and followed his block and got 7 yards and a first down. Wasn't that big a play, but they got him. They put the ball in his hands.
Sure.
Those kind of things is what I'm thinking of.
Well, they've tried, but Dan, they've tried to do that in the past, and they haven't had a lot of success with Brian Thomas on the jet sweep.
Well, that's true.
So it's not like they haven't tried it. But yeah, unfortunately, I fell asleep last night in the fourth quarter. Woke up to see the the last 2 minutes of the game.
Yeah.
So at least I got to see the
Beautiful.
fun part.
Beautiful. 5 interceptions by Goff, and they won the game.
5 interceptions. Well, I mean, yesterday, how about Sam Darnold, my goodness. That was the frustrating thing is Sam Darnold was off yesterday.
Yeah.
And I'll give our defense
Casper was back, Tone. Casper was everywhere in the stadium.
He was just, even when he threw it to the right guy, the ball was inaccurate. He struggled.
He could have had another couple. He really could have had.
Well, he had 4. And
yeah,
one
I know.
Was,
He could have been like Goff and had 5 and still won. Now, they still would have won.
Well,
he could have thrown 10 and they would have won.
Yeah,
but
they're going to win. They're going to win.
The one that got overturned, the Derby one, they called holding on Tyson Campbell. I watched it multiple times this morning. I'm like, where's the hold?
Yeah, I saw the same thing in another game. They gave him a play. It was a college game. The Utah got screwed.
Oh, yeah.
That was a weak call they made on them against BYU. Different game, but yeah.
What do you do,
Tony?
Let me ask you a question. I'm sorry, Jeff.
No, you're good.
As a left tackle, and Cam got called. Cam 3 penalties yesterday, by the way. Congrats, but he played pretty good, didn't he? I don't know, but anyway. No.
Early.
Well, he got blown
Josh
up.
Hines out.
Yeah.
Well, Josh Hines Allen got some really good rushes.
Cockroached him once.
Yeah.
Really good rushes early. I felt like watching the game live and then watching it, again this morning.
Mm-hmm.
Then the Vikings were throwing a bunch of people at Josh Hines Allen,
All right.
chipping, and then I thought late Josh Hines Allen was almost anticipating the chip and getting help even when there wasn't sometimes, and I think it impacted his rush. So,
but my question is, the left tackle, because I don't like this rule in the respect that they can call it whenever, and it just adds another thing for the refs to screw up. But when the tackle where he lines up on the line of scrimmage, and they call it sometimes in inopportune times. They got it helped us yesterday, but
sure.
I don't. How do you feel as a former left tackle? Like, I know where you're supposed to, and I know you're looking for a little edge. Do you creep back during the game if the guy's doing well against you, or what?
Well, I think you're always trying to get yourself as comfortable as you can pre-snap, and if you have a good pass rush, you might try to get off the ball a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Your head has to break the rear end of the center, waist area of the center.
Okay.
Typically, the way that works, at least, I don't know if this happened yesterday. You get a warning first.
You get a warning, okay.
Yeah, you get. At least when I played, I always got a warning first. Like, hey, you need to move up. So then you move up, and you try cheating back again, and sometimes you get caught. But typically, the officials, the mechanics when I played is the line judge was supposed to give you a warning that unless you were just so deep, it's ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
But if it's borderline, they're supposed to give you a warning.
Can I go third level fan conspiracy? Refuse to accept that we lost the game and that one referee's call cost us the game.
Yeah,
sure. Can I do that?
I like that.
Can you buy this at all?
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah, I screamed it at the time. I still don't understand why. I don't know why this play isn't reviewable.
Uh-huh.
I think the player that committed this infraction knew immediately that he committed. He got up sheepish, disappointed that even though he just made a play, he had an egregious error. Yet, the official stood there.
Uh-huh.
And I'm talking about the Vikings score to make it 7-6. They kick off to the Jags. The Jags got it to 30. Mac Jones went back to pass. Nice job of blocking. They let Van Ginkel come free, and he didn't intend to do it, but he ear-holed him. He hit him with the crown of his helmet to the side of his helmet.
He pushed him with his hands.
He hit him in the head, and he thought he was going to. Listen, you guys can believe me or not.
He's wrong. I just watched it this morning.
Look at Van Ginkel's face. Look at his face when he gets up.
I don't care what his face says.
Okay.
I'm just saying I watched.
Didn't touch him?
He pushed him with 2 hands.
Yeah, he pushed him with the hands.
He was going for the ball.
Yeah. I thought so too.
You guys are misunderstanding my point. My point isn't what he was trying to do and what he did. My point is his helmet hit Mac Jones' helmet. And I've seen him call it when a guy brushes a pinky across the crown of his helmet when it comes to touching the quarterback in the head. I thought for sure that Van Ginkel's helmet hit his helmet.
Yeah, I don't think so.
I don't either.
All right.
Because I went back and watched it too because you said that. But because we were up in the booth and Martineau said that, and I said, and then I looked up at it and watched it. And I said, he pushed him.
No, it was a 2-hand push.
Okay. Yeah, that wasn't. Yeah, that guy's a good football player.
I tell you who did think he hit him helmet to helmet. And I would go on. I'd die on the hill for this one. I bet you $1,000 Van Ginkel thought he was going to get penalized because he got up and he had that look on his face like, oh, man. But they didn't flag him.
I don't care what he thought. It wasn't a flag.
Yeah.
In my opinion, I didn't see a penalty there.
So, Tone, what what happens with Trevor? Like, what's your guys' speculation? Like, I said, look.
It's a great question.
Yeah.
I mean, it depends on what. I don't know what to believe.
Yeah.
Because the team was very quiet this week.
Yeah.
Officially coming out. But my goodness, Ian Rappaport and everyone else was reporting all kinds of stuff from surgery to he's done for the season to, whatever. And I have no idea.
Yeah.
I mean, I've heard everything from it's an AC separation to a labrum. I don't know what it is.
Well, I think
all I know is he has a left shoulder.
Okay.
I think it happened on the play when
for sure
he got hammered in Philly in the second quarter.
And he finished the
When
game.
He was trying to run. He finished the game. That's all I know.
Okay, let me ask you this then. Let me put a hypothetical and let you answer it. All right.
Yep.
He needs surgery. That's again. I don't know this.
I've heard. I do not know that.
I don't either. But let me ask you this.
As well.
He needs surgery. Let's get through let's let Matt go play Detroit, get to the bye, reevaluate, and see if he can finish the season, and then have the surgery. Or you're going to be 2-9. Do you go just have the surgery now and start the rehab process early? I think it's important for him to play if he can, and if it's so talk. I'm saying in this hypothetical, he needs surgery, but when does he get it?
Well, I think you have to ask. I need one more piece of information.
Okay.
How serious is the surgery? Is
Okay,
this like is this a 6 to 8 week rehab?
Okay, that's fair.
Play.
Okay.
If this is a 4 to 6 month rehab, get it done now.
Okay.
That makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
It's not going to do further
I mean,
damage. I want him playing. I want to still be able to see the best. Watch entertaining.
I agree.
Try and be a spoiler. I'd love to be in Houston. Keep them down a peg. I mean, I want Trevor to play. If he can.
He should play.
Yeah. And I think he would want to. I mean, he's proven that.
He wants to play. Yeah.
Oh, he's a tough kid. I think Trevor's tough. He's played hurt. I think you play if you can. That's what you get paid to do.
I mean, Peterson kind of implied. I thought he threw him under the bus a little.
I also think you have to look at what's best for the organization. I mean, at the end of the day, every decision should be made what's best for the organization and what's going to help us win a championship. That's it.
Tone, how hard is it to
right
be
now?
Yeah.
Right now, you have to ask, what's the injury? What's the rehab process if he does need surgery? And if it's going to be an extended rehab, and you're 2-8 right now,
right?
And
that's a good point.
And we'll see what happens. I mean, it's not officially you're out of the playoffs, but sure not looking good.
Tone, you didn't just say that.
Well, I mean, you're not eliminated technically.
Okay.
I mean, by the math, you're not eliminated. That's all I'm saying, Dan. I'm not saying that they're going to make the playoffs. I'm not saying they're going to win 7 straight. I'm not saying that.
Okay.
But my point is, you got to evaluate it. What's best for the organization? What's best, and part of what's best for organizations, what's best for your franchise quarterback.
Yeah.
I think he needs to play if he can, unless you're telling me it's going to be a 4 to 6 month rehab.
Right.
That if he has it in January, well, now I'm going into camp and I'm impacting my whole off season.
Okay. Well, that's why we ask you. You're the expert, man. Good stuff this morning, as always. We appreciate you, Tone.
I appreciate you guys, too.
Yeah. You'll be back on today with Pete Prisco.
I will be back on with Pete Prisco. That should be interesting. I love Pete, and I'm just going to try to hold on to my hat. And
that's all you can do.
Get out of the way.
Hold on to it. All right, my man. Thanks, Tone.
See you.
There he goes. Don Anthony Boselli Jr., number 71 in your program, number 1 in your heart. This is The Drill on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Everything you need to know about your hometown team.
Jaguars today.
Go inside the Jags and the NFL every day from 10 to noon with Mike, Tony, and Jags Insiders.
From the Renewal by Anderson Custom Windows and Doors Studios at 1010XL.
Frank Frangie here. This November, Nimnik Buick GMC is honoring the brave men and women who have served our country. Nimnik is proud to announce their partnership with K9s for Warriors. With every vehicle purchased, you're helping provide highly trained service dogs for military veterans and supporting the K9s for Warriors mission. And this month, Nimnik Buick GMC is offering a $500 military appreciation discount on select new Buick and GMC models. So who makes your purchase go further for veterans? Nobody but Nimnik. Shop 24/7 at NimnikBuickGMC.com. GMC, we are professional grade.
Hey, they're filling up fast, man. You got to get on board. Let's listen. Imagine having a doctor to you any day and any time. That's my doctor, Rick Townsend. See, I've been going to Doc T for a long, long time, right? He's decided to take a leap into a new and exciting, more personal world of concierge medicine, and I'm going with him. Why? Because
Things like, you know how sometimes you need an appointment, you're not feeling good, and then get you in at the end of the month? Yeah, with Doc T, you go that day, right? Find out what's wrong with you. A medical emergency, here's his phone number. Call him 24/7. Yeah, 7, as in 7 days a week. It's like being a member of an exclusive golf club, but the cost will surprise you. So, and as far as doctors, Townsend's the best, right? Doc T, Navy trained, graduated from Wake Forest, and really cares about his clients. So whether it's yearly physicals, office, or virtual visits, cancer screenings, referrals, go to mypvconcierge.com. mypvconcierge.com. Get all your questions answered.
Greenlaw Group is for the insured. If you think you have roof damage, call 904-302-7055 today, and they will schedule you a free roof inspection. Trust their law firm to help you fight your insurance when you need it. These storms can cause damage you may not even see yet. Call Greenlaw Group 302-7055. There's no cost to retain their law firm and no cost to have your roof inspected. They only get paid if you win. Greenlaw Group, for the insured.
The Drill on 1010XL. From the studios of Republic Services, we'll handle it from here.
Does the building you go to work in every day need a little love and attention? Jason Parker here with Performance Painting. Great companies take great care of the buildings their staff and customers walk into every day. If the building you're in doesn't match the vision you have for your company, we can help. Go to performance-painting.com. Our highly trained team makes the difference. Quality coatings applied with pride.
Performance Painting.
Googan Nation, it's Dreamfinders Danny Hicken here to tell you this is no dream. The folks at Dreamfinders Homes right now have an unbeatable interest rate for you. You may not think you can afford a Dreamfinders home. Well, think again. Take advantage of a 2.99% year one rate. I said it, 2.99%. 15 Jacksonville communities to choose from. Find that dream house and take advantage of an unbeatable rate. Move now, literally. Dreamfinders Homes, the official home builder of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Joe C. for CSS Fireplaces and Outdoor Living. There's nothing like the ambiance of a custom-built fireplace. The team at CSS can design and install the perfect setup, including wood, gas, and electric models, whether you want the elegance of an indoor fireplace or the warmth of an outdoor fire pit. You dream it, they build it. Visit their showroom or online at cssfireplaces.com.
You dream it, we build it. CSS.
Okay, listen up, team. They're out to test our reputation as the best plumber in Jacks, so we gotta play like the experts we are. When customers call with leaky faucets, broken water heaters, toilet repairs, broken pipes, or any other challenge, we'll give them the solution fast. Now, who are we?
Roland Reach Plumbing!
I can't hear you.
Roland Reach Plumbing!
Now that's what a winner sounds like.
Customers always win with Roland Reach Plumbing at plumberinjacks.com.
Instant Keys. You don't have to go to the dealer. Instant Keys comes to you. Call 904-722-1111.
Instant Keys saves the day if you've lost or broken keys. They can program new keys and remotes for nearly every make and model of vehicle at a fraction of the dealership cost. Fast, honest, and reliable locksmith service. Call Instant Keys, 722-1111.
If you're like most Americans, you have a ton of credit card debt and you're paying insane interest rates on that debt every month. Same for car loans and personal loans. Stop getting ripped off. Let Loan Pronto consolidate that debt for you at a significantly lower rate using the equity in your home. Hey, it's Prosser here, and Loan Pronto's Express Equity Line of Credit can get you up to $500,000. So you can consolidate your debt in as fast as 5 days. Their average client saves over $1,000 every month by doing this. Right now is the best time to act. With an Express Equity Line of Credit, you can access up to 90% of your home's equity, usually without an appraisal. Don't put it off. Get your financial house in order for the new year and call Loan Pronto now to see what you can save. It's a free quote and there's no credit pull, unlike the other guys. Call now, 904-999-1508 or go to loanpronto.com. Equal housing lender, NMLS 1661781, subject to lender approval.
This is Dr. Steve Crenshaw, Assistant Team Physician for your Jacksonville Jaguars. Here's the latest update on the Jaguars brought to you by Baptist Health and JOI.
Jag quarterback Mac Jones acknowledged the offense needs to step up after the loss to the Vikings.
The offense, we got to do better, and it starts with me, and just got to learn from it. No excuses, and yeah, I definitely wanted a different result.
Head coach Doug Peterson looks for the entire offense to support quarterback Mac Jones while he's in for injured QB Trevor Lawrence.
Offensively, we didn't do enough around Mac. And it takes 11 guys.
Having had the Minnesota Vikings on the ropes, Jag linebacker Foye Oluokun was upset over the wasted opportunity.
Feel pretty upset. Got to find a way to win these close games. Even when it gets close, low-scoring games, there's little plays that you got to win.
At your Jacksonville Orthopedic Institute Jaguar Update, I'm Sam Nelson.
1010XL is presented by Farrah & Farrah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. Now, the 10-minute drill.
This is a big one.
Brought to you by
Advanced Business Solutions.
your local authorized Xerox dealer on 1010XL.
Let's go, let's go, let's go. Hit it.
All right, we got sports concepts and rationalizations coming your way. It's a 10-minute drill. At the end of the drill, we like to hand out a prize pack. E says it's razzle-de-dazzle. E, what do we got today?
I got a $30 gift card to Showtime Sports Cards and Collectibles.
Oh,
Showtime is
like
the best
that.
place in town for sports memorabilia. Stop by Showtime. They're open 7 days a week on Phillips Highway at the intersection of Phillips and Shire Road.
Cross, always appreciate Tone coming on the show and telling us, offering us some insights.
Tone Loke. NASCAR crowned a champion yesterday. I know we don't talk a lot of
It was
NASCAR.
a great end. I watched the last
Joe
5
Logano,
laps.
did I see that's his third?
Yeah.
He's ended up being I don't
It's
know where
exclusive company.
I don't know where he falls out there, gang, and you hardcore NASCAR's pantheon. I don't know if he's a good guy, bad guy, you like him, unpopular, popular, but 3 catches my attention. So congrats to him. And I did also see this, more of my era and a name I certainly remember, but did we lose Bobby Allison
Yes, we did.
this weekend? Yeah, it's a Hall of Famer, Bobby Allison, at the age
Very
of
nice
86.
man. Always very nice.
Listen, he had that fight in the infield with Cale Yarborough at Daytona.
Mm-hmm.
I remember that. And I don't remember this. This is on the text on Designed by Lifetime Enclosures. But Davey Allison, sadly, tragically, he died in a helicopter.
Yeah.
He was Bobby Allison's son.
Yeah, I think it was at Talladega. He was piloting it, and he crashed
ran into a fence or something.
Awful.
But his final win for Bobby Allison, he held off Davey on the final lap for his final win. So there's a little bit of NASCAR. Hey, man.
Yeah.
Once can be lucky, twice is a pattern, and UNF has got something going over there in basketball. After winning at South Carolina last week, they won at Georgia Tech last night.
Mm-hmm.
Keep in mind that they were like 0-23 against the SEC and 0-34 against the ACC all time. They've now owned an SEC and ACC pelt in the last week. And Mike White in Georgia, be careful, because the Ospreys are coming there tomorrow night. They dang sure may beat them too. These are impressive wins, Dan.
Yes.
The most impressive wins that UNF basketball has ever had.
Never beat an SEC, never beat an ACC, and did it in 6 days.
And these aren't bottom barrel teams or struggling probation teams. South Carolina's a tournament team. Georgia Tech's got tradition. They're not a terrible team at all. In fact, I think they may have been in the tournament last year.
Coach, Georgia Tech, please.
Yeah, it's oh gosh, you jumped me. It's the it's the former player. It's Stott, is it?
It is a former player.
Yeah, it's
You just were saying it. Say it.
Stoudemire.
Yeah, Damon Stoudemire.
Damon Stoudemire. Okay, I was right. Good. I didn't quite trust myself, so thank you for priding me for it. You wouldn't get Smart John on me there and told me to trust my boy. Some wild finishes in the NFL yesterday. Man, players can just feel like they just want to crawl into a hole, and that defensive lineman for the Commanders just wanted to dig a hole after he fell for the oldest trick in the book, and Russ got him on the offside. They were going to get the ball back and have a chance, and the way their season has gone, Cinderella may have had a slipper.
Jay Daniels had like 3 carries for 5 yards. Did they not let him run?
They didn't do a lot offensively.
Mm-hmm. Man, the Steelers.
Pittsburgh's good.
Steelers are a great story. 7-2.
Russell Wilson, by the way, was fantastic.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
He's playing really, really. I don't even know if the stats say that he was fantastic.
Right.
So let me just see what his stats were. But he made plays that mattered. He hit 2 long plays, one to Mike Williams, one to Pickens, and he's been really good for Pittsburgh. It didn't seem like that was the right move to make at the time, and Tomlin knew better than us. Just a 93 rating yesterday, only 195 yards, but 3 big touchdowns, and he drew them off sides, only 14 of 28 overall. But a 93 rating, a 72 QBR. He also
7-2, man. Tomlin, tip of the cap, heck of a coach.
Yeah,
did the right
really
thing.
Good.
Nobody wanted Russ to start, but him. He said, "We're starting him." I tell you, he's got the horseshoe up their rear end. Is the Kansas City Chiefs? My gosh, dude. I mean, go to the Thursday night game. The Ravens dude's toe was touching the line, or that they lose that game. There have been like 4 of those games, man, that they have won where they.
Imagine if the Bucs had gone for 2.
Yeah. Imagine if the refs didn't screw the Falcons.
Yeah, that one too.
Yeah. And imagine if they didn't block a field goal.
Man, you know who the most fragile athlete in the world is? There's a position that is the most fragile position in all of sports in all of the world. I'm talking about the only sport where maybe relief, maybe closer, you can go from all world to can't get out of your own way. But outside of that, to me, in all my years in sports, I would say kicker in the NFL can just discombobulate it. Look, McManus last year for us. That guy was great, and then just suddenly couldn't make a kick.
Who got discombobulated?
Bro.
Yeah.
Do you say this about it? This guy needs to be cut today, and they can go sign I don't care who from Timbuktu.
Who?
The Niners guy?
The Falcons dude.
Okay.
Oh, young who?
Bro, he's like 1 for his last 7. He's like 7 for his last 14. He missed 3 field goals yesterday in a
Cost me a win.
In a 3-point loss. He missed 3, and 2 of them were 40 yards or less.
I saw Arthur Blank hug him on the way out.
Yeah, he needs to cut him is what he needs to do. Cut him. High schoolers all over the country would have gone 4 for 4 yesterday in his spot.
Oh, dear.
Yeah, cut him.
Tell you what, the Lions dude just slid in 2 field goals to help them beat the Texans last night. The Lions were down 23-7 and shut out Houston in the second half. And C.J. Stroud had a terrible pick. He had a guy wide open in the end zone. He just kind of tried to lob it and let the safety or corner come over and grab it.
Tried to tap the brakes on C.J. Stroud. He had a great first year, but we kind of equated him to Trevor. And lo and behold, what's he doing?
Yeah.
He's coming off that first year that was similar to Trevor's, and now this year it's like Trevor's bad down year. The next year, it's weird. I love seeing Houston fail. I will root against them. 1, being the division rival. 2, all that noise they talk this offseason like they done arrived.
Well, they got an easy road to the division.
But they're not going to, yeah.
Ain't nobody.
That's a shame, too. If we'd have done anything, we'd be in it.
We're the disaster. We have the number 1 pick in the draft. We control the board. And I will tell you this right now. If Shad Khan lets that general manager make that pick again, I'm out.
I'm
out.
I don't want to tell you.
I'm canceling. I'm not going to buy. I'm not renewing.
It does seem a bit unfair.
I'm a guy, man. I'm a fan. I'm a season ticket holder, baby. Come on, Shad.
And I know that in some cases you can never agree with the manner of just being as kind of smug and rude as he's been, as he's starting to become with the media. He also, there's just a vibe, Dan. I almost said this with Tony. We ran out of time. We've covered dozens of games and outcomes and drafts and training camps and hirings and firings, but there's also something that courses through all this time, and it's called the vibe. The vibe's all time bad. The vibe right now is bad. It's malarkey bad. It's the end of Coughlin's run bad. The vibe's bad. It needs flushed. Right down to St. John's and out into the ocean.
You know who has a good vibe? And I told you he's going to have a good vibe, and he wins, and that's why you go higher. Harbaugh. Yeah. Harbaugh suddenly won 3 in a row. Now, they beat the Saints, the Browns. I don't care. They're 6-3.
I think I saw
and he's going to get them into the playoffs. They probably aren't good enough to do enough, but he's going to get them into the playoffs, and then who knows what.
He plays just like his brother. They run the football. They play defense. I mean, no one can contain Justin Herbert like Jim Harbaugh, his own coach. I will say this. Their defense, I saw a stat. They've not given up 20 this year. They're like first team ever in a long time to give up less than 20 the first 9 games of the year.
Now, they got a tough
9 games. They haven't given up 20 yet.
They got a tough road to hoe. They got the Bengals coming up. They got Baltimore. They got Atlanta. They got Kansas City. They got Tampa. And then they got Denver, New England, and Vegas. But they're at 6. And if they could beat Denver, New England, and Vegas at season's end, that'll get them to 9. You win one other. You got 10 wins. You're gold, baby. You're a wild card because the Chiefs apparently are going to go 17-0.
And the Chiefs, by the way, they look awful flimsy to be undefeated. Do you think the Chiefs are going to win the Super Bowl?
No.
I don't either.
No.
Do you think they're going to win the AFC?
No.
I don't either. Now, this is probably,
But that's silly of me
fool's logic.
to say
I know.
that. Yeah.
I know. But
That's silly of me to say that.
sometimes it's not, Dan. Sometimes when you flirt, there's a reality that you're just not that good. It's one thing if, like, one team jumps up and grabs you, a mediocre team, and gives you a game you weren't expecting. But when more continue to, then that's a problem. And I think we're seeing that in college football. It played out for both Georgia and Miami this weekend.
Yeah.
I've seen bad teams. Florida's a bad team. They're 20-20 with Georgia with 5 minutes to go.
Yeah.
Georgia's going at Kentucky's a bad team. They almost beat them.
Yeah.
I've seen Miami despite Joe U. By the way, Joe U, please pick up the white courtesy phone. The green courtesy phone is busy. It's a suicide hotline.
What about Mario calling a timeout, coming out of a 2-minute warning because then they're punting? What are you doing? Dimwit.
But Miami's another. You fall behind 25 at Cal. It's not just that. You're not as good as you think.
Yeah.
You barely beat Virginia Tech on the last second, but you're not as good. And so it came back to bite them. They got 2 easy games, but I think the one thing that Miami fan learned, or at least the rest of us did, and you guys can scream at me now and yada, 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 Miami ain't winning the title. No way.
No.
They have no chance.
Norvell did a house cleaning last night throughout the OC, the DC, Ron Dugan's long time, and probably just to start.
Well, it seems a little unfair to throw out a DC who had that defense the best in the country when you gave him some talent.
Had to be a sacrificial
2
lamb.
years in a row, though?
Yeah, they had to do it. They had to do it. People got to go. People got to pay. They're 1-9,
I
Jeff.
get it. No, you know what I said? Here's the irony. I said, they're going to lose 52-3 this weekend. What'd they lose? I mean, I was just throwing out that stupid score. I mean, that's just, again, I didn't play any of the ones I knew.
Yeah.
For the 5-pack. I knew that when I knew the Gators were going to get clobbered at Texas.
Yeah.
And I knew Georgia Tech, if they had their quarterback, would cover. I didn't say they'd win, but they'd cover that 11.
Dang it.
I left them all there. And went
You
1-4.
liked all those picks.
I did. I went 1-4, though, is what matters.
You did? That's
Man,
good.
can I just say that the Dash is brought by these holiday feast sandwiches?
Mm-hmm.
It's the ciabatta roll. I just ate it through the 10-minute drill. I apologize.
We can tell.
It's turkey. I don't think you could. Stuffing, gravy. I got mine without the cranberry, but it's also got cranberry sauce. And that was flipping delicious, and your ET going to love it.
Oh, ain't no gonna.
Oh, you're in it already?
I already punished that thing.
Okay, well, let me tell you. Let me get your thoughts.
Shout out. And that cranberry. Woo,
Yeah,
yes,
I know.
sir.
People think we're just, it's like
Chef's
some
kiss,
sort of
baby.
embellishing here, man. If you haven't had the subs over the Daily's Dash, that's on you at this point.
All right, we'll take a break. 641-1010. Come kind, come courteous, come correct.
Got to address the basketball situation in Gainesville
9
at some
o'clock
point.
nasty. 9 o'clock nasty. We'll do that.
I don't know, man.
We'll do that in 1 hour.
By the way, it's Veterans Day.
Yes.
Happy Veterans Day to
Thank
everyone
you.
out. So there
Thank
are
you.
no kids, are they? Aren't they out today?
They might be out. They're
Yeah.
up and listening.
Yeah, they out. But yeah, they definitely up. And
You know what?
listening.
You know where they're not out? St. Johns County. I guess the superintendent there hates veterans because he didn't give them the Veterans Day holiday because of the ridiculous days off for the storm that never came. So out in St. Johns County, the kids, because apparently our county doesn't care about veterans and honoring them and giving them respect on Veterans Day. Nah, superintendent down there decided, y'all go to school today. Make up for the sunny skies of closed classes we had earlier this year.
No. Don't know what to tell you. 641-1010. Tell them what they're going to win.
$30 gift card to Showtime Sports Cards and Collectibles, where Showtime is the best place in town for sports memorabilia. Holly at your boy, 904-641-1010.
This is the last play of the game. After the game, join Hacker, Leon, and Coach Campo for the Window World of Northeast Florida 5th quarter. Presented by Von Rowan Lawn and Hurricane Grill and Wings. 2 hours after the final whistle on game day on 1010XL. Now you can watch 1010XL shows all day on X, Facebook, and YouTube. Brought to you by MyBookie. Experience Vegas from the comfort of your phone anytime, anywhere. Sign up today. Use promo code 1010XL.
Hicken here from my friends at Lockhart Construction. That's a long-time Jacksonville business. Shane's dad started the company way back when. Shane, his dad, his guys, all from here, taking care of people who live here. People like the Hickens. Man, we've used Lockhart Construction numerous times. Why? Because they're great. They're fast. They're friendly, they're affordable, they're clean, and they do an unbelievable job. Their family give your family a better living experience. Unlock better living with Lockhart Construction. You know what? If you got a construction need at your house, for example, my son Juju needed his siding done. We got it done with Lockhart Construction. We need a new bathroom. We got it done with Lockhart Construction. A remodel idea. You call Shane, he'll call you back. 994-3865. Shane Lockhart Construction, 994-3865.
Hi, this is Dale Murray with Murray Automotive Group in Stark and Kingsland. Save yourself from those big city dealers and their fast-talking flim-flam tactics. No matter what your automotive need is, we've got you covered. Ford, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, and nobody beats our prices, and I mean nobody. Shazam! Plus our exclusive 15-year, 150,000-mile warranty included on every qualified vehicle. And we'll trade anything from AirPods to fishing rods. Compare our prices online at ShazamAuto.com. Then come see me, Dale Murray. I'll be waiting for you. Shazam!
Hicken here with a message from Zero Res. You gotta just love this time of the year as we reflect on the things that matter most. Families, homes, the holidays, and of course football. They're very grateful for you all, the good people of Jacksonville, and they want to thank you, so get ready for the holidays. Book today, and Zero Res will clean your carpets for only $49 a room. Plus, they'll give you 25% off your tile cleaning. This one fills up fast, so book now on both carpet and tile. Zero Res, fill it forwards or backwards. It's the right way to clean.
The Drill on 1010XL. From the studios of Republic Services, we'll handle it from here. The flagship station of the Jaguars. WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
Have you or someone you care about been arrested or had their driver's license taken away? I'm Susan Cohen, and I work with David Robbins at the law firm of Epstein & Robbins. We are experienced fighters for those charged with DUI and all criminal offenses. I've been named the best DUI attorney in the state, and David has been named the best criminal defense lawyer in Jacksonville. In your battle with the justice system, there is only one thing you need to know. Dial David 24/7 at Epstein & Robbins, 354-5645.
It's your boy E to the T, and I hope everyone had a profitable betting weekend. But guess what? Tonight is Monday Night Football, and I hope everybody followed me last week because that Cade Otton touchdown, oh yeah, it hit. Tonight, the Miami Dolphins travel to the Los Angeles Rams, where it's basically a pick'em. The Rams look to be favored by 1 point in a high-scoring game with a 50-point over-under. Tyreek Hill is due for a monster game, and here's tonight's play. On my bookie, you can get the same game parlay. Cheat over 5.5 catches and over 77.5 receiving yards pays $240 on a $100 bet. If this game shoots, Tyreek can do that in his sleep. Guys, my bookie has the best sign-up bonus in the industry for Florida bettors. Our listeners can just sign up and use my promo code 1010XL to claim that bonus that doubles your money on that very first deposit up to $1,000. That's promo code 1010XL to claim that double deposit bonus for Monday Night Football. Bet anything, anytime, anywhere, and make this season your winning season with my bookie.
Weekends were made for sports, and I'll tell you my take on this weekend's best options. Hicken here. Watch for Weekend with Dan on YouTube and Facebook. Weekend with Dan is brought to you by Stone Core. We do outdoors better.
You don't have to be a football star to get a signing bonus. The team at Republic Services needs your skills, and they're paying up to $5,000 for you to join the roster. You'll be joining a winner. As an essential business, the Republic Services trucks have not stopped rolling with hourly and weekly pay and better benefits and vacation packages than the rest of the league. Driver trainees, $1,000 sign-on bonus. CDL drivers, $3,000. Diesel mechanics, $5,000 bonus. Join the winning team at Republic Services today. Visit republicservices.com.
Equal opportunity employer.
I'm Stacy, and I want to tell you about my fogged up window fiasco at my house. I called up Mac at Baker Glass, and he told me all I needed was a glass replacement. The process was so easy. All within a few days, they came out, measured, called me with an estimate, cut my glass, and came out to install the new ones. Now my view outside is fog-free thanks to Mac and his crew at Baker Glass. And my neighbors think I got some fancy new windows.
I'm Mac with Baker Glass. No one treats you better.
Hi, everybody. Mike Dempsey here, and today I want to call a timeout to shout out Awaken 180 Weight Loss for their 10-year anniversary. 10 years ago, Paige had developed a long-term solution for weight loss that could work for anyone. She cut through the misconceptions of lose weight, quick gadgets, fad diets, and medications, completely revolutionizing the weight loss industry with real results. More importantly, lasting results. Free support for life was and still is the backbone of the Awaken 180 program. 10 years later, 23,000 clients have lost a combined 750,000 pounds. Clients who've eliminated the need for cholesterol medications, blood pressure, and even type 2 diabetes medications. People like me, your neighbors, friends, and family who wanted to take back control of their weight, health, and happiness. I, for one, am so happy I found Awaken 180, and I know you'll be happy as well if you make the same choice. Here's to the next 10 years at awaken180weightloss.com. That's awaken180weightloss.com.
Here's your Southeast Orthopedic Specialist local sports update, sponsored by Baker Glass. The loss to Texas was without freshman quarterback DJ Lagway. Gator head coach Billy Napier wanted to play it safe with the talented freshman.
I think you're risking putting him out there with the soft tissue injury, all the metrics. He's not quite ready to do it.
One of the shockers on Saturday was Georgia losing to Ole Miss. For Georgia head coach Kirby Smart, talent on Ole Miss came as no surprise.
Felt like they're probably the most talented team that we have played, counting both sides of the ball and special teams.
The Florida State Seminoles wrapped up their last road game of the 2024 season with a devastating loss to the Notre Dame Fighting Irish. Head coach Mike Norville called it unacceptable.
Really disappointing outcome. Obviously, for a football team, we all expect better. We all understand that it's no way acceptable.
That's your Southeast Orthopedic Specialist local sports update. I'm Sam Nelson.
At 8:08, it's 72 degrees. Your time and your temp is brought to you by Bueller Air and Plumbing. Stay cooler with Bueller.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
It's 8 a.m. I think they're ready to go. We thank you.
No.
LSU, Alabama.
No.
I don't want to hear it.
Ready to go. That was fairly aggressive.
Yeah,
I thought
fairly
they were
aggressive.
sick, like the humidity. I didn't know it was actually.
No. It gets adult real quick.
Ooh, boy.
I couldn't believe that.
Saturday was a day of infamy for the Sunshine State as Florida lost, FSU lost, Miami lost, UCF lost, USF lost, FAU lost, Bethune-Cookman lost, FAM lost, and Stetson lost.
And Tampa Bay lost, and Jacksonville lost for the first time in
all
the
up
history.
to the Dolphins.
Every
tonight.
FCS, every FBS, every NFL team, 0-12, the state of Florida.
Yeah.
Maybe 0-11. Yeah, every single one of them. It's unbelievable. I told you FSU's worse than you thought.
Yeah.
They're worse than any of y'all think. Florida will take Aiden Warner in and beat FSU by 31.
I got speaking of Aiden Warner, I got a suggestion because I know how.
Just run the Wildcat, bro.
I know how this Napier guy works. And I've been waiting for Montrell Johnson to return for about 3 weeks now.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be the same for Lagway.
Yeah, he's not playing.
I mean, I just do.
He'll keep saying, this, that, and the other.
Yeah. But I have a solution to Florida's quarterback issues.
All right.
His name is Elijah Martin.
Okay.
Do you know who he is?
Of course I know who he is.
Who is he?
He's the Gators point guard.
Well, at North Pike High School, he was a quarterback. He had 70 touchdowns and 7,500 yards in his junior and senior years combined.
Yeah, probably not going to pluck him off of the good team and take him to the bad one.
Let's borrow Elijah for a game or two.
Gator basketball team is the good team in Florida. We don't take away from the good team to put him on the crappy one.
9 o'clock nasty.
Yeah, and the coach was
9 o'clock.
Was kind of good, but he will coach tonight, even though he faces a bunch of stuff.
He's coaching tonight.
So we'll see. But if you didn't hear the whole Todd Golden, all that's going on there, then,
you know.
I
also saw this little nugget. Florida coaches who have coached 30 games, at least 30 games, ranked by their winning percentage. Billy Nape's checking in at 14 right now. Yeah, 441.
Out of 13?
Out of 17. Spurdog, Meyer, and Mullen was third.
Mm-hmm.
Ray Graves, fourth. Galen was fifth. Butters was sixth. Zucker was seventh. And Sebring, a raceway named after him. Bachman, Turner Overdrive. Dickey. Champ was 11th. Chuck Pell was 12. Woodruff was 13. Napes 14.
Charlie Pell had an 0-10-1,
Yeah.
and Champ is what he is, and we got a guy below all those, and an AD so incompetent when it comes to these big hires. I mean, good gracious, he killed us. We got a guy who hired two big coaches, without even going and interviewing them, man.
Yeah, I know that. People. Listen, I get it, man. I totally get it, but. You're faced with the whole prospect. Do you either start over or do you go with, knowing that Lagway will be back, keeping a lot of the young freshmen and sophomores, and then spending money?
I start over
in the portal.
Me.
Okay.
Yeah, that was me. But whatever. I'm not going to. I said this the other day.
I
said it before. I'm in the camp that would have fired him.
But
I would have stayed on Kiffin.
I'll say this.
I would have done all that.
I've never can't remember. I can't remember the last time I left a Gator game. And on Saturday, I got up, went in my car, went and did some a couple errands.
I switched it.
I listened to it on the radio.
I watched Georgia Tech Miami.
And,
I did. It was 35-0 before I just gave up.
Yeah.
35-0. I did not watch another minute.
Yeah.
I saw Florida scored. I just looked and saw who scored. I didn't watch another second. I'm not watching.
I was listening to the boys on the radio, Shaner. And Shaner says, it's 35-0. We got like a minute 19 to go in the half. And he goes, well, I might as well let it rip here. You got to play. You got to play the kid. And
42-0.
You throw a pick.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's just.
Yeah, I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah.
It was
Jacoby Jackson and Baugh, though, ran good.
No, there's some things. Listen, I'm not judging Billy on that.
Nah,
that's not that's the worst state that they've been in injury and talent wise ever.
Three
ever.
defensive backs out, O lineman out,
your top receivers,
Elijah Badger out, Trey Wilson out, Montreal Johnson
They're all out.
Yeah,
Trayon Webb's out. They're all out,
Yeah.
man. And 2 quarterbacks are out, and this guy has never played before. It's amazing. Again, I'm not saying you got to have uber talent 8 deep, but I think you should be better than this at third string.
Yeah.
I do. I think that's a miss. I know you got 1,000 things to work on, but that's a miss. You got to be better than this at third string, dude.
Yeah, I like to see Clay Millen in there, but there must be a reason why
I'm
he's
with
not
you.
in there.
I mean, Elijah Moore, give me a basketball player if that works. Obviously, they're going to keep
Wildcat.
him on the good team.
We can Wildcat it.
That was an interesting weekend in college football. It certainly was. And I tell you what,
we had a shake-up in college football.
Here's where we're left.
Mm-hmm.
Okay?
Okay.
We're going to have likely a 5 to 7 team tie for second place in the SEC.
Well, we could have all 10 and 2s. We could have.
It's possible. I mean, this is not, and so instead of parsing through the Big Ten and SEC in particular tie-breaking, schematics, you're better off this. If you're a fan of a team that's in it, study how your team gets in. There are so many branches of these tiebreakers and the teams and if-thens that it would be just a wasted effort for us to talk about it in any form or fashion. Just understand this. If you're 6-2 right now, you're in it. You're in it.
Yes.
Across the league. You don't have to be undefeated or 1 loss. 2. I'm starting to wonder if a 3-loss team won't make the tournament.
The problem is, and this is where it's unfair, you get points for who you are versus who you're not. And I don't think that's fair when you have the same records. You have to. I think it's more important.
Not entirely.
I think it's much more important to look at the schedule.
Give me an example. Give me the 2 teams you're talking about. Who's getting points for who they are rather than
Georgia will be in at 10-2.
Okay, but
Georgia will get in ahead.
They beat Clemson.
They'll get in ahead of Ole Miss. They'll get in ahead of Ole Miss.
Yeah.
And Ole Miss beat their ass.
Yeah.
So if it came down to Ole Miss and Georgia, it should be Ole Miss.
It's hard to argue against that.
But mark my words.
Yeah, but
Georgia would get in.
Why is it that this argument is when it's closer than ever to that? Why is this argument never made in the NFL? Not one time ever do you get to the end of a year and there's a team that beat another and we're mad that the other team's in the playoffs and this team beat them. Why is it only subjective for college football?
Because there's tiebreakers.
Well, here's a tiebreaker. I beat Texas. I beat Clemson, and you were playing Mississippi Valley State, and you were playing Coastal Carolina. It's different.
Yeah.
And I get you beat me that day.
Yeah.
That matters.
It matters totally.
Not totally.
You're wrong.
Not totally.
It does. We kicked your ass in the trenches, bruh.
And you know what?
We beat you up.
Then you would not have a national championship in 1996 if that were the case.
I don't care.
Yeah, well,
I'm just telling you. I don't. I'm telling you what's
Sports
fair
is
and
about
not
determining
fair.
the best, and the regular season doesn't do that. It doesn't.
Head-to-head.
It's not about head-to-head, Hick.
Head-to-head.
Then you know what? Stop telling me you had a better year as the Mets then.
Huh? Head-to-head, we beat you.
No, you didn't.
Yes, we did.
No, you didn't.
Yes, we did. When it mattered, we won.
See, again,
we didn't play
you're
the second game.
And if Georgia played Ole Miss, again, who knows who would win? That's the point.
Unbelievable.
I'm not arguing against Ole Miss.
You said, give me an example. I gave you the perfect example, and you agreed with me, so the argument is over.
I thought you were talking more about your 1-loss, Iowa State getting in over a 2-loss SEC. I thought
that's fair, too.
That is not fair at all.
100% fair.
Ultimately, incredibly ridiculous.
No. 100%, the 1-loss team should get in, and then you have to look at the schedules. You have to look at the schedules.
One shouldn't necessarily get in over 2. You have to look at the schedules before you determine if one should get in over 2.
One should be on paper. One should be ahead of 2, obviously. One should always be ahead of two on paper.
No, strength of schedule matters. It doesn't necessarily. That's like
strength of schedule, not blue blood.
Dan, you're telling me that you think by how they've played and what you think that 7-1 Iowa State should be ahead of 6-2 Georgia, and they're better than.
More deserving, man.
No,
I got to look at Iowa State's schedule.
Well, again, I'll tell you, not Georgia's. Not Texas, not Bama, not Ole Miss on the road, not Clemson. That's just a game changer. I mean, anyway.
Wait a minute. Who did Georgia beat this year?
Well, they've beaten Texas and they've beaten Clemson.
Texas. That's what they're hanging their hats.
So they beat Clemson?
Clemson sucks.
Clemson doesn't suck. They just beat Virginia Tech
and
on the road. They're going to go to the ACC
before.
title game.
They've got 2 losses.
They don't suck, Hick. I mean.
Oh, you want the ACC 2-loss teams in, too. How about no ACC teams in?
Now you're just arguing me, just argue.
Clemson Georgia beat Tennessee Tech. You didn't seem to bring that one up when you're talking about how tough their schedule was. They lost to Alabama. They beat Mississippi State by 10. Now Texas is a really good win, obviously in Austin. That's their season. And by the way, Georgia will get in at 10-2. It's a guarantee.
Well, they'll go to the conference championship game, and then if they lose, they don't.
No.
The irony of it all.
No. It's better for them to not go to the conference championship.
I'm not saying it's better or not. I'm saying they will if they're 10-2.
They will?
Yeah, they're about to beat Tennessee. They'll get the tiebreaker there.
Yeah.
And Texas A&M and Texas, someone's going to lose. Okay. They're going to have the tiebreaker there.
What about Alabama?
What about them?
Alabama doesn't get in. They've got 2 losses.
Well, there are some teams that have to play each other. That if one beats one, the other beats the other.
Georgia's because here's where things also get unfair. You go to the SEC championship game and you lose, you're out because now you have 3 losses, and that's going to happen. You're going to be penalized for losing the SEC championship game. You're better off ducking the SEC championship game and just getting in on your basis of your 10-2 record. But you know what?
For sure. That's when we've been talking about that for a while.
But
You're better off not winning.
In the end, most of these programs probably won't win the Natty either. I don't think they're going to suddenly flip the switch. They got the issues that they've had all year. And I'm not picking on Georgia. Georgia's a great team, great program. They're 10-2. You asked me for an example, and the most recent one is here's Ole Miss, who lost to LSU by 3 and Kentucky by 3. But I promise you, if it came down to Ole Miss and Georgia, the voters will go with Georgia because they'll forget about the win.
Because some bidders like me, and I hate Georgia, Dan, but I think losing at home to Kentucky is worse than losing at Ole Miss. And sometimes you have to look at it that way.
That blows my head off.
I know it does. Because I'm trying to incorporate 12 games, not 1. If it was 1, then you know how many teams would have arguments?
This isn't September. This is November 9th we played. There's 2 or 3 games left. So it's late in the season. Where are we at? We went head-to-head, and we won.
So Georgia Tech's better than Miami?
They might be.
I'm asking, not might. They're better. They're better than Miami because they beat them this Saturday.
Okay, see, now you're being stupid.
I'm not. They're 6-3. That's an undefeated team. Why is that stupid? That's similar.
9-0 and 6-3 isn't the same
as 6-1
10-2 and 10-2.
If they're 10-2, yeah. If they're 10-2.
So that's why.
I think if Ole Miss is 10-2, by the way, now they're 20 minutes into the stupid ass argument, does get in.
And by the way, Georgia Tech is 6-4.
Okay, they
so
do
get your facts right.
They do get in. They played 10 games already.
Yeah, 6-4. I'm looking at it.
Same thing. I mean, head-to-head. I mean, I don't get to change it because the record is.
Yes.
I mean, you just told me if you beat somebody, you're pumping up a team that got home to Kentucky.
We got to take a break. You're out of your mind.
Damn you.
It's the ultimate tailgate.
You could win a weekly tailgate combo pack from Southern Steer Butcher, valued at $100. And monthly winners get a Corona tailgate tent with a cooler, chair, and collectible football. Enter at 1010XL.com.
Looking for a new vehicle? Take a look at Jenkins Hyundai of Jacksonville. Now's the time to save big. Choose from more than 250 new and over 1,000 used and certified pre-owned vehicles on the lot, or shop anytime at JenkinsHyundaiofJacksonville.com. Hyundai has one of the top warranties in the business. Lifetime, powertrain, and 5-year bumper-to-bumper warranty, plus 3 years free maintenance on a new vehicle. Give them the chance to earn your business today on Atlantic Boulevard or at JenkinsHyundaiofJacksonville.com.
Hey, make a crucial catch against colon cancer. Hicken here for the Borland Groover Foundation. If you're 45 or older, the ball's in the red zone to get screened. The key to surviving colon cancer, gang, is early detection. Man, I've been preaching about this for years, man, and you know that. early detection and prevention. And 45 is the new 50. That's what they want you to know. So get screened for colon cancer now, men and women. The Borland Groover Foundation is a nonprofit organization, and it's devoted to building a healthy and equitable community that is free from colon cancer. Visit BorlandGrooverFoundation.com and get all your information.
Former Jaguars corner and first-year head football coach at Duval Charter School at Bay Meadows, K-12, Aaron Beasley here. Are you looking for an A-rated K-12 school prioritizing academics, arts, and athletics? Duval Charter School at Bay Meadows offers a rigorous curriculum to develop strong minds with an additional focus on growing good hearts. DCSB has been an A school for 8 years, and our tuition is free. Now enrolling. Apply at baymeadowscharter.org.
Our slogan, Know Before You Blow, applies to more than just DUI cases. Hi, I'm attorney Lee Lockett of Lockett Law. Battery charges can result in jail time and criminal convictions too, so know before you blow a gasket and hit a loved one or a stranger. Drug crimes like possession of marijuana and cocaine will land you in cuffs too, so know before you blow. In a boating under the influence case, you also have the option to blow or not to blow. So know your options. Know before you blow. Go to knowbeforeyouBlow.com now. Offices Jacksonville.
The Drill from the studios at Republic Services. We'll handle it from here.
Are you ready to upgrade your home? Experience the winning combination of style and performance with Renewal by Andersen. Energy-efficient, custom-built replacement windows and doors. Right now, save 20% on your entire project. Plus, 0 down, no payments, and no interest for 18 months. This offer expires November 30th and restrictions apply. Renewal by Andersen, a proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Visit bestwindowsflorida.com for details.
License number CGC 1527613. Whether you're navigating rush hour traffic or heading to the home team game on the weekend, remember, drive cautiously. If you find yourself in a fender bender, don't ignore those aches and pains. Injury Care Centers is there for you. Skip the urgent cares that treat colds and flus. They're not equipped to handle injuries. Go straight to Injury Care Centers. Call 904-783-0008. That's 904-783-0008. Drive safe, think Injury Care Centers, and go team.
Instant Keys. You don't have to go to the dealer. Instant Keys comes to you. For lost or broken keys or nearly any make and model of vehicle, call 722-1111 for Instant Keys locksmith service.
This is Dr. Kevin Murphy with Southeast Orthopedic Specialists congratulating this week's high school scholar athlete, Lucas Elliott, senior golfer at Atlantic Coast High. Lucas is a member of the National and Spanish Honor Societies and has applied to the University of Florida and Florida State. Congratulations, Lucas.
Attention poker fans, the World Poker Tour is dealing hot at Best Bet Jacksonville now through November 19th. The action is fierce with 14 pulse-pounding tournaments, including the Best Bet Mystery Bounty and the $5,000 No Limit Hold'em main event with a jaw-dropping $1 million prize pool up for grabs. Your shot at Poker Glory is just a buy-in away. For tournament schedules and details, visit bestbetjacks.com. That's bestbetjacks.com. Best Bet Jacksonville and the World Poker Tour, where today's players become tomorrow's legends.
Baloo here for Smoonez Vision. Why Smoonez Vision? Well, I've been with Dr. Neil Smoonez now since I got back to Jacksonville in 2006. 37 years of experience he has. Smoonez Vision is a family organization that focuses on personal high-quality medical and surgical eye care. Dr. Catherine Smoonez is fellowship-trained in cornea and cataract surgery and all refractive surgery. Combined, that's 30 years plus in laser eye surgery. Visit SmoonezVision.com today. Care you can see.
Bueller Air and Plumbing presents Are You Cool?
Our first contestant, a stay-at-home gymnast from Jacksonville, Florida, it's Gwendolyn Pierce.
Thank you, Monty. I don't know who installed my air conditioner, but it hasn't had a tune-up in over 3 years. Am I cool?
Let's ask our expert judging panel. Judges? I'm sorry, Gwendolyn. You're not cool. Johnny, tell her why.
That's right. To keep your air conditioner performing at its best, you need a skilled technician to check your pressures, voltages, and air filters in the fall and the spring. At Bueller Air and Plumbing, our club members get 2 free visits a year to make sure that you are cool.
Can you tell me if my haircut is sexy?
You're better off not asking.
Stay cooler with Bueller.
Visit BuellerAir.com.
Elbow pain, whether acute or chronic, can make it difficult to do normal activities like playing sports, doing household chores, or even sleeping comfortably. Dr. George Barry here, and no one wants to deal with pain without solutions on how to feel better. We've all heard of tennis and golfer's elbow, but there's plenty more that can cause pain, like osteoarthritis, muscle tears, and nerve entrapment. All are treatable at Barry Orthopedics. Getting you back to full health is our mission, and there's a number of different treatment options we can offer. Call us today or visit BarryOrthopedics.com.
Jimerson Burr is a full-service, Florida-based commercial law firm that has experience and capabilities to handle any legal issue a business is confronted with. Learn more about what they can do for you at jimersonfirm.com.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
All right, we're back. It's just, everybody's on edge. The Jags stink, and it's frustrating everyone. And they're 2-8, and nobody saw it coming, and kind of figured they'd be 8-2 right now, 7-3, or even 6-4, and chasing, battling Houston for a division.
Continue to watch Houston struggle makes it even more frustrating. You know, I said this a few weeks ago, before we were completely out of it. Houston's going to come to town here. What did I say? Like 7-5 or 6-5, and they are.
It doesn't matter now.
Who do they play next? They got an easy one next, don't they?
I don't know. I don't have.
Yeah, so that would get them to, because now, what are they now? 6-4? Yeah, I think
6-4.
Yeah. I mean, they're there for the taking.
Mm-hmm.
And we can't get out of our own daggone way. And we did learn something yesterday, man.
Mm-hmm. What did we learn?
Well, at least I did. I mean, not that I needed extra proof, but we learned just how is no matter your thoughts on Trevor Lawrence and what he can or can't do, we saw what we are without at least somebody as good as he is, whatever level you think that is.
Oh, dear.
Because the guy who replaced him certainly, despite what I've heard from a small but measurable, small but vocal, measurable part of the fan base, if you guys out there thought Matt Jones is better than Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah.
They got the Cowboys next. Cowboys and then Tennessee.
Yeah, Cowboys are the worst. They're the Jags of the NFC. They're the worst team in football, and that was an embarrassment yesterday what they did.
Well, they're toast.
Yeah.
Their season shot.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Dak's now out for the year. They're completely. They're a disaster. They're Mike McCarthy, Doug Peterson, same guy.
Yeah.
Both former Florida Super Bowl winners. Both have completely lost any semblance of creativity and production, and both are going to get fired.
Yeah.
Is there any part of you that thinks Doug Peterson survives now?
No.
No. It's just getting worse and worse.
Because they're not.
And I think
we're going to. Listen.
Do you interpret
next Monday? What are we going to be doing here?
Do you interpret to a degree his attitude and verbiage changing because he knows that too? I'm careful to do that, but I kind of sense that.
I don't know.
I don't give a F anymore. I'm just going to say what's on my mind.
Well, one of the things that bothers me about Doug is, let me give me a second here. All right, Mark Lamping, who I respect greatly and has done a terrific job on the business side of the
president of the Jaguars, but not a football position.
Yeah, but is very good at what he does and has proven it.
Love it.
Stadium,
one of my favorite
good dude.
Front office types that we've ever had around here.
He's very transparent, and he
gets it.
And he gets it. And one time he told us, not me, he told us that being in Jacksonville, just being honest, transparent, there are small market challenges. That was the term he used. I always thought about that, and it stuck with me, and I was like, okay, I get that. There are. We don't have, on the business side, we don't have a ton of Fortune 500s that you can sell suites to. You got to do things creatively. You got to play a game in London. I get it. To stay competitive, and Shad Khan has spent the money.
And there's also this, and I'll let you continue, the NFL expects this of you too. It's not always your owner trying to do whatever it is he can. You got to keep up with the kind of profit the other teams are turning, and to do that, some of those things have to happen.
So now follow along. So there are small market challenges. So I think when you hire a coach, okay, and this is not me whining. Please don't take it this way. Part of the small market challenge is being out there, man. Being out there, being active, being a part of community. And I kind of feel like Doug has never really embraced that role, unless he's doing things that I don't know about. But I feel like, he's come to a J Fund and things of that nature. But I'm talking about things like talking to the media guys, developing relationships with them, popping on the radio here and there. I know it goes on with Frank on Friday afternoons. His radio show he does one seg. I just feel like that you got to do even more, not less, as the head coach of the Jaguars, because you got to promote and put that product out there, man, and show your personality off and be a guy. And I don't think he's done a great deal of that. And so, to answer your question in a long way, I think that, I think he's finished. I think he's 2-8. I don't think they're going to be 2-9 after Sunday. They're 12.5-point underdogs against Detroit.
In fairness to Doug Peterson, to the organization, to the fans who approved the stadium and buy your season tickets, the guy right above him needs to go too. The ownership needs to know that.
And these are small things, but.
So anybody that has his ear, tell him. And again, no disrespect, no.
The television.
It's time.
I work with the television station that's the official station of the Jaguars.
Okay.
Doug Peterson should do a live shot with them on draft night. Or,
sure, a lot of things.
Urban did it.
Yeah.
Urban did it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not that hard, as my point.
Mm-hmm.
And so, I don't know. I feel like I just feel like he hasn't done enough. And obviously, if you win, it doesn't matter. Right,
and a lot of these guys, man, they're not about they don't want to act like they're at Liberty University and they got to earn street cred getting their product out. They are coaching the NFL. It's all serious. We want to coach football and win football, not go to pep rallies and live shots. In fairness, have we had any that did want to do that?
Yeah.
I mean, any of them particularly out there?
Talking about head coaches?
Yeah, the ones that have here in Jacksonville, the ones that have success, you don't care.
Gus would have done anything.
Yeah, and look how that worked. Fair enough. All right, let's want to come. Do we?
Yeah, we got Freddie next.
Okay.
I think we're gonna let's dial up. Let's dial up Swoop Man in the 9 o'clock hour, too. Give him a couple minutes.
Another big win for Matty Driscoll and the boys. And, hey, look out tomorrow night, Georgia. I assume he's up in Georgia, right? You would stay. You're at Georgia.
Yeah. So we'll get him, see if we can wrangle him up as well. But let's do Freddie next and keep it rolling here on The Drill.
He'll cross the line into the danger zone so you can be informed from the safety of home.
Out here, it's military law, and I'm in charge of enforcing it.
His car line takes you behind enemy lines. Brought to you by Pella Windows and Doors on 1010XL.
The inflation fighter is back and saving you thousands at Arlington Toyota Pre-Owned. Mia here, and right now at Arlington Toyota Pre-Owned, just $500 down and $288 per month gets you a pre-owned 2021 Toyota Corolla. Or you choose a pre-owned 2021 Camry, RAV4, or Tacoma for just $500 down and $388 per month. You also get no payments till January 2025. It's all at Arlington Toyota Pre-Owned. Shop in person, 10939 Atlantic Boulevard, or online at arlingtontoyota.com.
Hey, it's one of life's most important decisions. If you're 18 years or older, just got married, just got divorced, you have children, you likely want to take care of your family. Hicken here for Matt Hinson and the Hinson Law Firm. Matt's the attorney, I'm not, but if you've done your last will, that's what he wants you to do. Because you work hard for your money, man. You got to give it to the people that you choose. Planning helps minimize income, gift, and estate taxes as well. Matt Hinson's your guy. He'll listen. He'll help you with some tough decisions. He'll provide you the info needed so you are at ease with your choice. It's a Hinson Law Firm. You got questions? Reach out to Matty. He's got the answers. 527-1700, 527-1700. Offices are in Jacksonville, Florida. Gang, don't let the state decide your fate.
Want to be up close and personal with the Jaguars as they take the field? Here's your chance to be in the shadows, outside the Jaguars locker room, now called The Vault. Enter today at everbank.com/shadows. One winner and a guest for every home game at Everbank Stadium. No purchase necessary to enter or win. Open to legal residents in 50 United States and D.C. 18 and older. Entry periods for the Shadow Sweepstakes promotion from 8/19/24 to 12/15/24. For official rules and complete details, visit everbank.com/shadows. Sponsored administrator, Everbank N.A. member FDIC.
The Drill on 1010XL. From the studios of Republic Services, we'll handle it from here.
Wow, John, my Clearwater sprinkler system looks great.
All right, Frank, let's go ahead and program your Rainbird timer. How many minutes do you want the zones to run?
John, I think we run from the front 20, the sides 15, the back 10, the garden 5. Clearwater scores.
Well, that's a first, Frank, but you're the boss.
Clearwater irrigation. We can't sing a lick, but we sure are good at sprinklers.
And drainage to
ClearwaterJacks.com.
Prosser here. I've been telling you for years about Lifetime Enclosures and Lifetime Flooring. Football season finally upon us. Imagine watching your favorite team in your new Lifetime man cave, family hangout, or Lifetime's version of a she shed. And now Lifetime is expanding their replacement window division. Make your home energy efficient with their Energy Star rated windows, enclosures, flooring, and windows to fit any and all budgets. Visit the showroom just off Phillips Highway. Proud partners of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Let Lifetime be your home team.
Post-game Monday on 1010XL is brought to you by Dandy Foods, makers of quality fresh sandwiches and home of the good stuff.
Roland Reich Plumbing, there when you need them. Big or small plumbing problem, call Roland Reich Plumbing anytime at 260-7059. 260-7059, where quality and experience count.
Hi, this is Dave Barker. Want to grow your hair back?
IHRS, right here in Jacksonville, is the only hair transplant clinic in the country that offers multi-unit hair grafting, FUE neograft hair transplants, and the 45-minute effective PRP treatments.
Multi-unit hair grafting gave me more hair in one procedure and within my budget.
Thank you, IHRS.
IHRS showed me what was causing my hair loss and helped stop it.
Schedule a free evaluation and find out how to grow your hair back and keep the hair you have. Call 904-777-IHRS. Take the first step to restoring your hair today. Visit hairforme.com.
Now my hair will grow for the rest of my life. Thanks, IHRS.
IHRS has been restoring hair for men and women for over 30 years.
Call now for a free in-person or virtual evaluation. 904-777-IHRS. That's 904-777-4477. Or visit hair4me.com.
Welcome to ABS Advanced Business Solutions, your local print management partner, and home to Xerox and HP copiers.
Advanced Business Solutions.
GoABSinc.com.
Free pizza. Lauren Brooks here. Royal Pest Control says thanks for your business. And they're offering a free slice of Tony D's Pizza while supplies last this Friday noon to 2 as we broadcast live at Tony D's, corner of Bay Meadows and 295.
It's your boy E to the T, and I hope everyone had a profitable betting weekend. But guess what? Tonight is Monday Night Football, and I hope everybody followed me last week because that Cade Otton touchdown, oh yeah, it hit. Tonight, the Miami Dolphins travel to the Los Angeles Rams, where it's basically a pick'em. The Rams look to be favored by 1 point in a high-scoring game with a 50-point over-under. Tyreek Hill is due for a monster game, and here's tonight's play. On my bookie, you can get the same game parlay. Cheat over 5.5 catches and over 77.5 receiving yards pays $240 on a $100 bet. If this game shoots, Tyreek can do that in his sleep. Guys, my bookie has the best sign-up bonus in the industry for Florida bettors. Our listeners can just sign up and use my promo code 1010XL to claim that bonus that doubles your money on that very first deposit up to $1,000. That's promo code 1010XL to claim that double deposit bonus for Monday Night Football. Bet anything, anytime, anywhere, and make this season your winning season with my bookie.
This is Dr. Kevin Kaplan, head team physician for your Jacksonville Jaguars. Here's the latest update on the Jags, brought to you by Baptist Health and JOI.
Jag head coach Doug Peterson saw a defense that stepped up in the loss to the Minnesota Vikings.
You know, to hold that team to 4 field goals, it gives you a chance.
Jag head coach saw the offense start faster. Unfortunately, the Jag offense was unable to keep it going.
We didn't overcome a few things, had a couple setbacks on first down, hadn't too many second longs. You know, this game is not about one person or one man, it's a team sport.
Former Jag and NFL reporter Bucky Brooks highlighted the Jags' defensive play in the loss to the Vikings.
We're seeing a defense that's kind of finding their identity by kind of going back to basics. So more zone coverage. They did a really good job of conceding yards in between the 20s, but playing really good defense in the red zone.
At your Jacksonville Orthopedic Institute Jaguar update, I'm Sam Nelson.
XL is presented by Farrah & Farrah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. Now, another great guest on the Garber Auto Mall phone line.
Hello.
We can wiggle it. Now, Dan and Jeff hand it off to our halfback.
Fred Taylor, every time he touches it, he's a candidate to go the distance.
Monday morning running back with Fred Taylor is fueled by Epstein and Robbins DUI defense firm and Monahan Jewelers on 1010XL.
Well, here we are. Another week, another L, 2-8, now in the post position for the NFL draft. Draft talk! No, sir, says Freddie T.
What did you learn yesterday, Fred? I mean, we're always learning something. What did you learn yesterday about this football team?
Well, what I learned, here we are, week 10, 11, somewhere up in there. You are who you are.
Yeah.
You know, at this particular point in time, you are who you are, and there's no one coming to save you. You know, the team is very, very, very competitive. You know, unfortunately, on a week-to-week basis, you know, you play for first place. There are no second places, and that's just the nature of the NFL. As we can sit here and we can say, well, the team is playing hard. You admire that. You do respect that, and you love that they keep coming back every week. In spite of the frustrations that they're going through in the locker room and the front office, the fan base, everyone's frustrated, and they're still showing up, and they're still playing hard, and they're just not good enough right now to overcome, you know, the things that Doug mentioned, the breakdowns in pass protection that led to sacks, that led to second and long, that were drive killers for the most part. I thought that the second drive of the game for the offense was the best drive of the game. I think it was around 9 plays. They marched down the field, came away with a touchdown, and they looked good. I'm like, all right, you know, the defense went out there, held to a field goal. The offense went out there. They looked good. They came back, got an interception. I'm like, all right, it's going to be a different team we see today. And the offense falters. The defense played an outstanding game, holding that team to 4 field goals, coming away with 3 turnovers. Very competitive team, I'll say that. But I will end it with they are who they are at this point in the season. And that's what it is, guys.
Let me ask you this question as a guy who played the game and you're watching this offense. I know we didn't have our starting quarterback yesterday, okay? But what bothers you most about our offense? We had 143 yards yesterday. That's the 5th worst, I think, in the history of the franchise. We ran for like 50 yards.
17 minutes of possession.
We had the ball for 17. We had 4 possessions, Fred, where we had the ball for a total 4 possessions in a row in the second half. We had the ball for 11 plays. But all that, as you're watching the game, how many times do you sit there and go, what are you doing? Or what bothers you most about the offense as you, a former player, an elite NFL football player, watch this offense perform?
You know, again, just going out there, a few occasions where the tackle and the running back was just, you know, trying to figure out who to block, or then you look at the effort that came with the pickups. And again, from an offensive standpoint, I'm just looking at the offense. The defense, you know, we can handle that. Yeah. Minnesota got a ton of yardage. You know, they held the ball a very long time, and that's okay. You try and minimize the point output, and the defense did that. I mean, if you say 12 points, you give me 12 points,
you got to win.
Put us in a position to win the game, especially with what the team has done, you know, in the past couple of years to try to build the offense. It was never, you know, it has never really been a question of the defense. The biggest free agent acquisition I believe the defense we've acquired is Eric Armstead over the past couple of years. I don't recall a bigger acquisition in the offseason from a defensive standpoint. When you look around the offense, you see what we've tried to do in the draft with the offense. We got a franchise quarterback there. We brought receivers in. We've said, hey, this guy's going to need receivers to go around him, and we're going to be lights out on offense. Well, that's not the case. And it hasn't been the case going way back to last year. They fired the defensive coordinator, you know, sort of a out man, but the defense, I believe, performed better than the offense a year ago, if you want my honest opinion.
Yeah.
And, you know, the offense just hasn't done what we expect them to do, and it's been that way for a while now. And We can continue to make excuses, or we can continue to just get back to work and hope that, they have some moments where they are who we, or at least who they expect themselves to be.
Right.
Got nothing to do with the fans and the outsiders at the end of the day. It's about them, the guys in the locker room, and their level of expectations. And right now, I don't believe they can look in the mirror and say they're meeting that.
Fred, you played dozens and dozens and dozens of NFL games. We've watched hundreds and hundreds of NFL games. And I know, look, winning cures everything. Winning covers things up. So maybe when teams are winning, you don't notice this. But man, what I was going to say too is to be 10 or 11 weeks into the season to see. I mean, it seems like I see 6 to 8 instances over a game where the players don't know what the other one's doing. Where a receiver runs something and the quarterback's like what, or a running back goes somewhere and the other guy's like this, or a linebacker turns around and says, "Where's my corner?" Or a corner turns around and says, "Where's my safety?" Is it typical this deep in the year to still have that happening?
You sort of answered the question.
Okay.
To start the question, Jeff. I
okay.
mean, those things happen, and a lot of times they are covered up by wings, and we're able to go back to the meeting room, with a smile on our face on Monday and like, woof, we got away with that one, but we got to clean it up. And we're not going to continue to get away with it week in, week out. And that's when you get the losses with borderline teams. But when you have, teams that aren't great per se, then you're going to have this sort of outcome where you find yourself 6 games where you've lost by a total of 25 points. And going back to those games, you can look at 2 plays that determine the outcome. And a lot of times those 2 plays could be those miscues, whether it be turnover, overthrow, drop ball, lack of blitz pickup, things that sort of put you behind the 8 ball. So collectively, they've done it all. We've seen it all. But, again, and not beating them up, I do want to continue to say very, very, very competitive group. That defense, man, although they don't always look great, but they do show up every single week.
They played hard, right? They played hard.
They played their hearts out.
Yeah.
They that side of the ball, they're playing their hearts out. I know Doug said it's a team effort, and it's true.
Mm-hmm.
It's true. But the offense, based on your career and who you are and what you've done as a coach, as a player, the offense is going to always fall back in his lap. That's his baby.
Mm-hmm.
So when you include that, the team aspect of it all, it's hard to say, well, the offense, but it has been more than anything the offense.
Yeah, and that's supposed to be his area of expertise. So, listen, they do. The defense yesterday, I thought they brought they're not very good. I mean, I say that with respect and perspective that they're in the National Football League, but compared to the other NFL teams, they just don't have the successes that they need to have. The Jaguars defense is giving up more yards per game than any other team in the NFL, and they gave up almost 400 yesterday, but they only gave up 12 points. So the offense had to help them out yesterday, and they simply could not do that. That's why I was asking you earlier, like Brian Thomas Jr., I mean, we got to figure out how to get him the football, man. I mean, it's been 2 weeks now, and I'm not saying he's all world, but he's a developing young, good football player who they have to find ways to get the football. We looked up yesterday, and in the middle of the fourth quarter, we had one catch by a receiver.
Yeah. And Thomas had 0 targets until the fourth.
One catch by a receiver, and he ended up 2 for 12. Now, again, you only had the ball for 35 snaps, so that's a part of it as well. But I just think they need a little more, I don't know, Fred, like creativity or imagination on offense or something, I mean, to try to offset.
It's hard to call it. I mentioned in the post game yesterday, when we're on the outside, even myself,
for sure.
I'm not able to, get my hands on film to really kind of study what's going on. I actually just see it. And even if I see it, a lot of time it's that, Monday morning halfback or Monday morning quarterback mindset when you're like, oh, you could have went here. But it goes back to Jamar Chase's interview after the game where people sort of knocked him when he said, Joe doesn't, always see me. That's the truth. Like, the quarterbacks don't always see it now.
Right.
If you do that too much, then you should be on the bench if that happens too much. But just an example, the last interception there, it seems as if he took the deep shot to Gabe where Brian Thomas came open on a corner route.
Wide open underneath there. Could have got some out of it,
looked like. Correct. So, those are the examples where, you say, all right, let me go through my progressions, my read, and not just throw off emotions or just trying to make a big play when I don't need to at this moment, because BT seemed like he was the answer in that particular situation. Their progression took him there. And again, those are the small nuances that we don't know because we don't know the read versus the different coverages. But if I can watch the film, then I will have a better understanding to make a better assessment of it all. But, yeah, I think you try and find ways to get the ball to your number one. There shouldn't be a reason, no matter the coverage, that he doesn't get looks. We knew coming in, Justin Jefferson, for most people, we knew they were going to give him some heavy zone. We said keep him in front of him. Don't allow the big play. Throw some cover two at him every now and then, maybe some two-man where you get some double opportunities. He still got his looks. He still got 9 targets.
It's a difference in an NFL locker room, Fred. Last question as you get to the home stretch and you're a team that's in playoff contention and you're one that's obviously out.
Could you repeat that?
Yeah, what's the difference in a locker room when you get 10 games in on a team that's still alive and you got playoff hopes and one that's 2-8 and dead to the world? How do you?
I mean, obviously, at the end of the day, if you're competitive, none of that matters.
I hear you.
I mean, if you're just naturally a dog and you're a competitor and you're out there playing for all the right reasons, none of that matters. Now, when you're in playoff contention, when you get to this point, you're 10 games in, you're going to acquire bumps and bruises, and winning allows you, like, you don't hurt as bad. Getting up doesn't, you don't struggle as much. You going into the locker room to do everything right. You're still eating properly. You're trying to do everything right, making weight. You're doing everything right by the book. And when you're not in contention, you can feel those injuries. Like some guys even quit. Some guys don't want to push through ankle injuries or these little minor things because they're like, oh, season over, I want to get hurt. Let me just go get ready for next year. And you can see that in certain players, but the dogs going to show up every week, no matter what the record is. They just want to go out there and kick some butt.
Give me 53 of those one year, Fred. I'd like to have 53 of those one year.
Yeah.
They got to keep grinding, man. That's why we're fanatics. We got to enjoy this roller coaster ride as much as we enjoy, the good views when we're on top. The peaks and valleys, man. Oof. That's part of it.
Thank you, Freddie T. Appreciate you, man.
All right, my man. We'll talk to you next week.
All right, guys.
There he goes. That's the Monday morning running back. That's Fred Taylor with his very, very good and valued perspective on another Jaguars loss. All right, it's the Monday morning quarterback divorcemenonly.com. We've got more next. You're listening to 1010XL.
Here we come.
The best defense is a superior fence. Superior Fence and Rail highlights the defensive player of the game. On 1010XL, Superior Fence and Rail, where quality matters. Now you can watch 1010XL shows all day on X, Facebook, and YouTube. Brought to you by MyBookie. Experience Vegas from the comfort of your phone anytime, anywhere. Sign up today. Use promo code 1010XL.
You've probably heard the saying, it's not how hard you get hit, it's whether or not you get back up. Well, I'm attorney Brett Hastings, and I have a saying of my own. If you get hit with a personal injury or wrongful death, hit back and fight to make them pay. At Hastings Injury Law, we have the experience you want if you or a loved one suffer a car or trucking accident or wrongful death. Just call 904-HIT-BACK and we'll help you get up and hit back. Office is Jacksonville.
Hey, Hicken here for my friends at Beaches Dermatology, man. That's Doctors Boudreaux, Doctors Metz, Dr. Fader with the Mohs surgery. Those guys do such great work. The staff there is tremendous. Locations to help you. Just check out where Beaches Dermatology is online at beachesdermatology.com. They just want to remind you, man, it doesn't matter the time of the year in the Sunshine State. Protect yourself. Protect your skin from that sun, man. Stuff will get you. It'll get you in November. It'll get you in December. Get you in January, man. Long day outside. Put on that floppy hat. Put on that long sleeve dry fit. Wear that sunscreen. You need to. And if something pops up on your skin, get it checked out. Don't wait. Real easy. Just make an appointment. So simple to do. Just go online at beachesdermatology.com. That's beachesdermatology.com.
Hi, this is Dale Murray with Murray Automotive Group in Stark and Kingsland. Save yourself from those big city dealers and their fast-talking flim-flam tactics. No matter what your automotive need is, we've got you covered. Ford, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, and nobody beats our prices, and I mean nobody. Shazam! Plus our exclusive 15-year, 150,000-mile warranty included on every qualified vehicle. And we'll trade anything from AirPods to fishing rods. Compare our prices online at ShazamAuto.com. Then come see me, Dale Murray. I'll be waiting for you. Shazam!
The Drill on 1010XL. From the studios of Republic Services, we'll handle it from here.
Movember is Cancer Awareness Month, so educate yourself on the risk factors for prostate and other cancers. Take charge of your health. Many cancers are highly preventable. Trust the physicians at Ackerman Cancer Center. AckermanCancerCenter.com.
Cigar smokers, Cigars International Superstore is now open at the Town Center, a massive 6,200 square foot space with over 600 cigar brands, a full-service bar, indoor and outdoor lounges with flat-screen TVs. Grand opening event this Saturday with live music, raffles, and specials. Enjoy $5 off a $25 purchase or more. Just mention code RadioXL at checkout. Don't miss the new Cigars International Superstore grand opening at the Town Center this Saturday.
WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
Hicken here for Bow 9 Associates, where you'll find Jacksonville's most esteemed eye doctors at each of their locations. After being selected for one of the most competitive ophthalmology fellowships in the world, Dr. Frank Bowden, frequently called upon for his expert opinion. He is currently one of the few cornea and neck external disease specialists in the area, and of course the founder of Bowden Eye. Visit Bowden Eye Associates today and experience the difference. They're keeping the First Coast focused. That's Bowden Eye and Associates.
Any action?
Find more fish on the Ring Power Fishing Forecast Show.
That's a big redfish, guys.
With Captain Kevin Faber.
Oh, my gosh.
Brought to you by Awaken 180 Weight Loss.
Thursday nights at 6.
On 1010XL AM.
The 1010XL restaurant of the day is Barley and Pie Brewing Company in Fleming Island. Enjoy Monday Night Football with freshly made pizza, burgers, wings, sandwiches, and a full liquor bar at Barley and Pie Brewing Company in Fleming Island.
Cyber threats don't take timeouts. Protect your business with DoubleCheck Cybersecurity's AI-powered solutions. Get 24/7 defense and stop hackers before they score. Don't wait. Visit doublecheck.com to schedule your free security consultation today.
What if you could be debt-free by this January? Get rid of all that high-interest debt, pay off all your credit cards, consolidate everything into one lower payment. Hey, it's Prosper here, and if you're ready to stop stressing over bills, you need to call Loan Pronto right now. With rates at their lowest in 2 years, this is the perfect chance to use your home's equity and save big going into the new year. Loan Pronto's got rates with APRs in the low 5s, and they're getting homeowners hundreds of thousands out of their home's equity. Homeowners who do this save on average $850 a month. Loan Pronto offers a ton of options, including total refis, express equity lines of credit. So call now, get a rate quote in just minutes with no hard credit pull and no upfront fees like those other guys. Call today. You won't make a house payment till 2025. 904-999-1508. That's loanpronto.com or 904-999-1508. Equal housing lender, NMLS 1661781 on approved credit, NMLSconsumeraccess.org.
I'm here with Clayton Bromberg of Underwood Jewelers. Clayton, you spend a lot of time talking about diamonds, but what about some of the colored stones we see?
Frank, when you talk about colored stones, there are literally hundreds of varieties and species in the gem kingdom. As certified gemologists, we're trained gemologically on the identification of each of these and can separate the man-made synthetics and imitations from the real thing. But at Underwoods, we can go to the next step. At Underwoods, we're active buyers of loose-colored stones in the world markets, so we have an understanding of the values of colored stones as they relate back to the various qualities. In fact, just like diamonds, we buy most of our colored stones loose, then create the pieces of jewelry to hold the gems. You can be assured not only of the authenticity and quality of our colored stone jewelry, but also of the value. So if you're in the market for a fine quality emerald, sapphire, ruby, aquamarine, amethyst, citrine, tourmaline, peridot, or any other gemstone, come by and see us at Underwoods.
When my wrist pain was acting up and I needed help, I took Dan Hicken's advice and headed over to see the experts at Southeast Orthopedic Specialists. This is Stuart Moore with the PGA Tour. I highly recommend Southeast Orthopedic Specialists. Whenever you have a need, they took great care of me. They'll take great care of you.
This is Dr. Kevin Murphy. The next time you need orthopedic care, you can rely on our team at Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
Relieve pain and get back to life. SOS. Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
Facing a DUI charge or even a boating under the influence charge? Well, I'm your man, DUI lawyer Malcolm Anthony at 285-4LAW. 285-4LAW. Once again, 285-4LAW.
Here's your Southeast Orthopedic Specialist local sports update, sponsored by Kuhn Flowers. For the Gators, head coach Billy Napier, playing with his third-string QB didn't dim his expectations.
Understanding you're playing with your third quarterback, the effort, we have to evaluate point of attack issues that we had, and we just flat out have to play better.
The Noles saw some good news Sunday morning as they picked up a pair of commitments from twin brothers and three-star defensive linemen out of South Florida, Darrell and Mandrell Desir. Each announced their pledge on social media. It was a rough Sunday for NFL teams in Florida. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers lost to the San Francisco 49ers despite the gutsy play of quarterback Baker Mayfield, who holds the offense accountable.
Just a matter of wins and losses, and we're still not winning. It's got to play to win down there at the end on offense.
Miami Dolphins play the LA Rams in Monday Night Football. That's your Southeast Orthopedic Specialist local sports update. I'm Sam Nelson.
Currently, it's 9:03 and it's 74 degrees. Your time and your temp is brought to you by Bueller Air and Plumbing. Stay cooler with Bueller.
1010XL is presented by Farrah & Farrah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
They're playing bad.
Skid ball. Hey, let's wiggle go on the Garber Auto Mall phone line and talk to our guy.
It's hot right now.
Hottest coach in the country.
Yeah.
We
love that basket.
What are you gonna make me start looking at the RPI rankings every day, Coach? Or what do we?
I like the way they dribble up and down the court, just like I'm the king on the microphone.
Talk that talk, Coach.
Jay and Moses Malone. I like slam dunks to take me to the hoop, and my favorite play is the alley-oop. I like the pick and roll, the give and go. It's basketball with Mr. Curtis Blow.
Talk to him, Coach.
Yes, sir.
Right.
We play that. We play it every day in practice, anyways. It's one of our drills. So, I know them words well.
Oh, it's 9:04, Coach. Hey, where is the Final Four this year, E? So we can start making our
plans.
Come on, man. Come on, man. Actually, it's one of the greatest Final Four. San Antonio really does a nice job.
Oh, we're there.
With the Final Four, it's really a nice, a nice team.
Listen, look, South Carolina, also, obviously a good win. There's some things that are happening in these wins because then you beat Tech last night. But what I was going to say, it wasn't because little scrappy A-Sun UNF came in and shot 63 threes. I mean, you out-rebounded an ACC team, Coach. You trailed by 5 at an SEC team in the final minutes. I guess I'm here to suggest you got kind of the makings of a good basketball team. Like good, no matter who you're playing, basketball team. Are you at least a little surprised at how quickly this has come together this year?
Quickly, yes, because of the newness.
Mm-hmm.
But to your point, first of all, I was really calling because I thought you guys might need an arbitrator after going over the college playoff football.
That's what we do.
That's how we roll,
We're
baby.
good. We forgot about that already. Thanks for bringing it up.
Hey, but
damn, he's an idiot.
I hate that guy.
But to your point, you sound like me with a couple of those threes in the first half. So the thing I think that you bring up the most is your field, your business, and it's your business. A lot of you guys say to us, well, you live and die. You live and die. You live and die by the three.
Mm-hmm.
It's all about the three.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? We do. That's exactly what we do. And we tell our guys that all the time. This is who we are. Do what you do. Be who you are. Like, this is us. This is our identity. Yesterday's theme was forge our identity. Like, this is our identity. But we only made 9 of them. But that's not the point. We shot 74% at the rim because you're concerned about all these threes, 31 of them, and we're going to the rim and shooting layups and getting fouled 29 free throws. So, yes, there is something about this group, and they've really, really, really embraced it early than maybe other ones have, especially with only one guy on the roster that's played with us over a year and a fifth. Like 3 games in, there's only, Oster Berry's the only one that's been with us. And so, yes, to your point, We out-rebounded. We've out-rebounded every team we played so far. How about this one? I can never say this, and I don't know the statistics.
Mm-hmm.
I shouldn't say never. But we've had more second-chance points in all 3 games. Like that usually never happens with us. Especially So yes, Jeff, it's great point by you. I mean, there's some numbers, some analytics that say, okay, this team might be a little bit different.
Well, here's another point that makes it a little different, at least to me. You're not catching the bottom quarry of like a potential 2-win conference team from those leagues. Those are good teams, Georgia Tech and South Carolina. I'm legitimately impressed. So congratulations on a great start, and you get to stay up there and face Georgia out of the SEC. So I mean, your guys at some point this happens. They just start to believe, well, hey, we're as good as these guys.
So we really try to obviously stay grounded. We try to keep them grounded. Obviously, if you know me as a coach, and you know how I am as a coach, everything matters, details matter, and nothing goes like it's all important. And so sometimes I think, because I coach so hard, sometimes I think even the happiness and the joy and those things go right by me. But we celebrate success. We had EBs. We marry at a diner to get the cheesecake last night. Like all those things, these guys understand, because at the end of the day, you got to celebrate success. But today we'll wash it out. We'll go into the gym just like we did on Sunday night, because we're not here for a steak and a check. Though the check's nice, the steak tastes good the steak tastes better when you're winning. You know that.
Yeah, for sure.
You might go medium rare 135 instead of, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, I hear you.
So these guys understand that. But Jeff, to all your points, Jeff, these dudes, they really, really, really love each other, and I can't put a finger on it. I don't know if it was the family series this summer when these guys just opened up their hearts. Our staff opened up their hearts. Our staff has a lot of sadness going through their lives on the outskirts, like a lot of sadness of things that are happening just because we're all old. We're all over 50, so you got a lot of stuff going on when you're that old, right?
Don't we know it?
Yeah, and so when you have that, and then you got players that are going through stuff. And now you start, like I said, you start forging together and you start galvanizing. Now when you start playing these dudes, like Jeff said, you're like, okay, who's next? Okay, you're the next one. Let's go. And I would say this to you.
Mm-hmm.
The fact that they came out and punched us in the mouth and we got down, what did we get down in the second half? 5?
Yes.
To start the half?
Yes.
And then we end up going up 21.
The good news for you is it was such a terrible game that I was at yesterday.
I mean, they won by 12.
Me and Martino were watching you guys play.
Oh, that's awesome! I had a couple of our boosters were too. They kept sending videos, which is great.
Oof.
But I just want to say thank you. But the main reason I wanted to reach out is, you talk about other coaches and about the way coaches do things and all this kind of stuff. I think you two know, at the end of the day, we're human beings.
Mm-hmm.
You're human beings. However, if you're the head men's basketball coach at the University of North Florida, forget me.
Right.
If you're that dude in the seat, you have the most critical position next to the president, because you are the one that has a chance to put you out there nationally and make your degree better and make your school better and improve enrollment and all this stuff.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And with that comes a responsibility. But me personally, when I was making $4,800 at La Roche College, and I'm one of 365 guys in the country that do what I do.
Right.
Everything matters, and whatever it takes to do whatever it takes.
Yeah.
Because my responsibility is the University of North Florida.
Yeah.
So
I feel like
that's the way I look at it.
Matty, I feel like in the pecking order, and I just want to run this past you real quick.
Here it comes.
There's the president.
The adjunct professor is coming.
There's the president. Then there's you, and then there's me. We are the most. I believe that we are the most important people.
Unbelievable.
Currently drawing. And by the way, that check that you made at wherever you said, whatever college, yeah, I'm starting out in the professorship world, my man. That's where we're at.
Hey, rate my professor. Make sure them dudes rate my professor.
That's right.
Don't get your account hacked.
Just get me.
Hey, I told Taylor the other day, he's in your class. I told Taylor the other day, I said, hey, you're in a real short class. I think Dan's going golfing. He said, what are you talking about, Coach? I said, man, he's so miserable and so depressed. I don't think he wants to sit in front of you guys. I think he's going to go hit the little white ball.
Taylor knows me well. He's a fine young man and a great representative of your program. Coach,
keep it up. Go beat those dogs tomorrow.
Let's go beat them dogs, baby. Come on.
Hey, 1-0, baby. 1-0. Just I got to win today first. Let me win today first.
All right, go win it. Thanks, Coach.
All right, guys.
See
Thank
buddy.
you.
Yes, sir.
All
There he goes.
Florida.
By the way, the mid-major team of the week, according to Jeff Goodman, we know Jeff Goodman, Goodman Hoops.
Sure.
They did it all after losing star Chaz Lanier this past offseason to Tennessee to the portal. They have 5 players averaging between 13 and 17. So
UNF, and they should. Those are two. Again, what makes it different is they're not beating the bottom of conferences.
Yeah.
Like you can find big conference team. The worst team in big conferences is often a terrible team. Would be a middle of the pack team in the ASUN on a bad year. Right? You catch Vandy on a year they go 0-18. They're no good.
Right.
But that's not South Carolina and Georgia Tech. And it's not Georgia either who they'll face tomorrow.
Well, Todd Golden will coach tonight. He'll coach it's 9 o'clock, right? He'll coach for Grambling against Grambling State here tonight in Gainesville. Status at UF men's basketball coach has not changed. The UAA spokesperson said he will be coaching the game Monday. On Friday, and you all know this by now, it came out Friday, a Title IX complaint showed the university was investigating Golden allegations of sexual harassment, sexual exploitation, stalking, and cyber stalking from multiple women. The complaint was filed September 27th. Alleged Golden named these behaviors toward both current and former Florida students. Listen, Scott Strickland is a lot of things, but he's not an idiot. So I'm assuming that by law, he cannot suspend and or fire.
Well, and there's
terminate coach.
You've got to get, as often happens in these kinds of cases, and not that what comes out isn't true, but that initial wave always hits hardest. So now they're going to have to let that initial wave go down and hear some sort of explanation and rationalization. It looks creepy. It looks cringy. It doesn't look criminal, but it certainly looks fireable.
The complaints include, just so folks know, allegations that Golden sent photos and videos that you shouldn't
private
send.
parts.
Yeah, made unwanted sexual advances on Instagram and requested sexual favors. Now, also took photos of women walking or driving their cars in various locations, sent them to the subjects of the photos. Now, he released a statement Saturday acknowledging the school inquiry. For the last month, I've actively participated in and respected the confidentiality of an ongoing school inquiry. I've recently engaged an attorney to advise me on my ability to bring defamation claims while this confidential investigation is ongoing. My family and I appreciate the support we have received and remain confident the university will continue its efforts to finish its review properly.
I don't trust this, Dan.
Yeah.
I don't trust the abject veracity of a young journalist at the Alligator in an era where journalism doesn't meet the standards that it had to. And I just think you're going on a lot of one-person confirmations and reports. I do think that Todd Golden's up to all kinds of no good, and Todd Golden's marriage may very well be over, and there is a lot of smoke, and I'm sure fire here. This is way inappropriate behavior, and I'd be shocked if he kept his job at the end of all this.
Yeah.
That's what I would say. These guys basically just hitting on and following and
a bunch of women.
A bunch of young women. He's a
By the way, he was also named some ESPN personalities in the complaint, too.
Yeah, including Alyssa Lang, who worked here in Jacksonville.
Yeah, so just crazy.
But again, it looks like he's a creepy guy that makes you uncomfortable.
Yeah.
He's not a criminal, but it's certainly out of the bounds of.
You can't lead young men out of college.
I tell you what amazed me, Dan.
Yeah.
When I read this whole thing in its fullness on Friday.
Right.
What amazed me is this guy could be as all in and successful in building a basketball program while all that's going on.
Yeah.
He's only been in Gainesville 2 years.
Yeah.
And there are, according to this, 20, 30 girls that are at least bothered by him.
By the way,
but now understand this too. Florida found out about this on the 27th.
Right.
The article doesn't come out until November 4th.
Right.
They've been investigating and looking and going. So when this article came out, it wasn't a surprise to them.
Right.
And their reaction and their plan is not going to be based off the article coming out and going public. It's going to be based on what they're coming up with in their investigation, I would assume.
One other thing. What in the hell's going on at Auburn basketball? They're off on a flight to Houston. They got to turn the plane around and come back to Auburn because the guys are fighting on the plane.
You saw they then won the game.
And they go out to Houston and beat Houston. And there was video of the one kid, I think it was involved in something. He was pouting when he was open for 3 balls, and they wouldn't throw him the ball. It's weird stuff going on at Auburn. Bruce Pearl, who coached with Todd Golden, by the way, we'll need to get a handle on that. But I just wanted to mention that as well. All right, let's do this. We'll grab a break. We'll keep it rolling. This is the drill on 1010XL.
It's a Monday morning quarterback. DivorceMenOnly.com.
Starting at linebacker, number 55, Tom McManus.
I'm bringing you straight to the gridiron to show you what it's like to put on the Jags helmet and pads. Friday from 10 to noon on Jaguars Today.
Brought to you by Renewal by Anderson Windows and Doors.
Do the Garber wiggle, Garber wiggle, 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 Garber wiggle.
At Garber Auto Mall, we can wiggle it. Best price, we can wiggle it. Best trade value, we can wiggle it. Best payment, we can wiggle it. Ford, Chevy, Buick, GMC, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram. With 8 American brands, we can wiggle it. Visit us in Green Cove Springs or online at GarberAutomall.com. And remember, at Garber Auto Mall, there's always a little room for wiggle.
Do the Garber wiggle, Garber wiggle, 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 Garber wiggle.
These are interesting economic times. That's why it's so important to have someone you can count on. That's ITP Partners. Jacksonville folks taking care of our Jacksonville money. Experience? You best believe you want to give your hard-earned money to folks you trust. Jeff Hartman, Chris Bryan, Dan Abel, Reed Wingate, Scott Regner, Janice Cobb, and Reagan Wright have the expertise and knowledge to help clients in their financial lives, focusing on investment management, financial planning, and risk management. ITP Partners. Financial partners for life. Securities offered through American Portfolios Financial Services, Inc. Member FINRA SIPC.
The Drill from the studios at Republic Services. We'll handle it from here.
Hey, Hicken here for America's #1 daily fantasy sports app with more than 5 million active members. It's Prize Picks. Prize Picks is fun, man. You know what? All you got to do is pick more or less. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 player stat projections. Then watch the winnings roll in, and when the picks hit, man, you get your money as quick as 15 minutes because Prize Picks puts their members first. So all withdrawals are fast, safe, and secure. I like to make Sundays fun days, but man, we can gear up tonight. Dolphins, Rams, see what we got. Download the Prize Picks app today. Use code JAX. That's JAX. You get $50 instantly when you play 5. Code JAX on Prize Picks gets you $50. Just play $5. You don't even need to win to receive the $50 bonus. It's guaranteed. Prize Picks, man. Run your game.
Hey 1010XL family, Dr. Chris Cott PT here with Premier Physical Therapy of Jacksonville. Are aches and pains holding you back from doing activities you love? Pickleball, golf, or just day-to-day living? Are your kids struggling with injuries and need to get back in the game? My team of experts are ready to serve you at 3 locations, Ponte Vedra, San Pablo, and Phillips Highway. Visit PremierPTJax.com or call today at 904-996-6922, 904-996-6922, PremierPTJax.com, where your journey to wellness begins.
This is Josh Woolsey with Woolsey Morecambe. When deciding what lawyer to trust with your car accident or injury case, the most reliable way is reviews and results. You want to be treated well, and you want a great result. Woolsey Morecambe's reviews speak for themselves, and I challenge any firm to compare results. We offer the resources of a large law firm and the customer service of a boutique practice. If you want to be treated right and want great results, call Woolsey Morecambe at 1-800-WOOLSEY. Offices, Jacksonville.
Break in the savings this fall with Universal Roof and Contracting. Enjoy 15% off all roof repairs and replacements, plus a free wind mitigation inspection. With financing options as low as $115 a month, protecting your home has never been easier. Schedule your free roof inspection today. Call 855-ROOF-HELP. Offer expires November 30th. Protect your home and your wallet.
License number CCC 057165, CBC 1258484.
Man, jack of all trades, masters of none? It just feels like at every turn nowadays, every company can do all work. Not us. Hi, Stevie Beatrice here, second-generation plumber right here in Jacksonville, Florida. We are your master plumbing company that only focuses on all your plumbing needs. So for your next plumbing job, don't call another Jack. Call Beatrice Plumbing, where plumbing is what we do, and plumbing is what we're great at. Beatrice Plumbing, here to help.
Spend lunchtime with the ladies.
A meal and sparkling conversation.
Helmets and heels.
Mia O'Brien, Lauren Brooks, and Taylor Dahl.
Just behave, okay?
Switched on by First Coast Lighting and Fans on 1010XL.
Aren't
Aren't you just happy when you can handle all your needs in one location? Well, introducing Allstate agent Mandy Bowers in Mandarin. Whether it's home, life, business, or auto, Mandy covers it all. In fact, bundling policy is a great way to add extra savings. Mandy and her crew can do that. Allstate is offering lower auto insurance rates this year. Mandy can do that. You need to give Mandy Bowers a call in her Mandarin office, because when it comes to getting it all done under one roof, Mandy can do that.
Calling all fun-loving citizens of Northeast Florida. Freedom Boat Club needs your help. Lisa the botanista has gone missing. She left a note that said gone boating. But here's the thing. Freedom Boat Club has 4 local locations. Julington Creek, Jack's Beach, and 2 in St. Augustine. And over 400 locations across the world. That's a lot of water to cover. Is she water skiing on the Ozarks, whale watching in the Pacific, or island hopping in Spain? Or hiding right here at the Black Creek Rope Swing? Or docking at the Conch House? Wait, has anyone checked Fort George Island? Too much to do on the water. So Freedom Boat Club is offering our best discount of all time, so you can help search. You simply make your reservation, show up, and have fun. I gotta go. I'm hopping on a boat to the fish camp for live music and lunch. Maybe I'll find the botanista there. Or better yet, maybe you'll join us with the best discount ever and enjoy boating made simple. Don't blame us when you start playing hooky too. Visit freedomboatclub.com.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
All right. Back here on the drill. Jags make history. They're the first team to give up no touchdowns and force 3 turnovers and not win the game. So congratulations. Yeah, every NFL team that had suffered that, like the Vikings did yesterday, went on to lose. Meanwhile, it was a busy day around the NFL, and we're here for it.
By the way, I would say before we go around the NFL, if something were going to happen with Peterson, everybody kind of thinks it'll be next week. The bye week's coming. Go to Detroit. See what happens.
I think it would be unfair to Doug Peterson if it's not a package deal. I think both he and Balky should go at the same damn time. And anything done than that, I'm going to consider to be an insincere effort to get better.
That's fair.
I mean, and I don't want to just leave it at that. If you don't get rid of them both, you're not really trying. You don't understand your business or your team. And I'm comfortable saying that. I'm not, trying to be smarter than other people. I think everybody, apparently except the Khan family, knows what needs to be done here, Dan. And not just crazy fans. I mean, respected people that you and I know inside the industry and out. I think every single person knows what needs to be done here. And we'll see. We'll see if they get the message. All right, fire up the bandy. We got a football fix. It's brought to you by Allstate agent Mandy Bowers in Mandarin. Not just insurance, but assurance with Mandy and her dream team. And the Julington Creek Golf Club. It's the home course. Tee it high, let it fly. Best deal in golf. I'll say hi. I'll give you a wave. All right, it started yesterday early morning, and, more fuel to the fire that the Jags are the worst team. I saw a lot of 2-win teams win games yesterday, Dan. The Patriots, the Panthers, others. The Giants, man. It's
over with Daniel Jones.
Yeah, and Daboll, too.
I like Daboll. I don't think he got a fair shake. I think the GM screwed him sticking
That's
with
fair.
Daniel Jones. You got to give me a quarterback, and then you can judge me. I've always thought Daboll's a good coach. I don't know, but Daniel Jones is not the answer. This is his 6th year.
100%.
It's time.
Yeah, 100%.
But there's nobody else to go to, but I would definitely be in the market. You've got your answers now. You let Saquon go, and now you've got what you got.
Every year there's a team or two where, gosh, you get this feeling about them. And then,
by the way, you're going to be drafting a quarterback this year or next year, April. I don't think it's a great crop, man. I was not that Quinn Ewers threw 5 touchdowns. I wasn't that impressed. I think Arch Manning's going to be better than him, so that's good for Texas, I think. Carson Beck is
he's now a third-round grade, I heard.
That's what Kuiper
I believe
said.
it from watching him. I mean, he was a lot better with McConkey and those guys running around.
I mean, Shedeur Sanders is the guy, I guess. I mean, and I don't know if he's like, I'm not going to your program.
No, I don't. Yeah, I don't know.
So it'll be interesting.
Every year about this time, there's a team that you think might have been something that it's not, and now they start to tick you off. And so maybe Taylor Dahl's ticked off. She loves her teams. But hey, Bears.
The Bears.
You can't lose 19-3 to the Patriots at home.
Not when I got you in the 5-pack.
Well, especially when you look, you had Washington beaten 3 weeks ago. They're in the tank now, coming off that loss.
Yeah.
After beating the Jags, which everyone does, but 19-3 home loss yesterday.
Loss.
Yeah, it's a bad indeed. Colts had no Michael Pittman Jr. They did get a big day from Jonathan Taylor, but it's not enough. The Bills 8-2, ho hum.
Yeah,
they lost a lot this offseason. They lost their receivers. Gabe Davis, we can see why. Stephon Diggs has gone off and gotten hurt.
Yeah.
But yesterday, Dan, they had no Keon Coleman, the second-round pick. They had no Amari Cooper, who was out. They just pieced it together and beat the Colts 30-20.
Now, you guys, I know they get different levels, have different expectations. And I know Buffalo, it's about getting to the Super Bowl and winning the Super Bowl. But, man, you got to appreciate Josh Allen.
This is supposed to be a bridge year.
Yeah.
This is the kind of year where it's right. You're like, okay, let's just stay. And then, they're.
By the way, look forward to this weekend, Buffalo, Kansas City.
Kansas City, I'm going to go ahead and I don't know what the spread is. Buffalo is going to beat Kansas. Kansas City, enough with the mirrors and the circus parlor games.
Yeah.
I'm going to say this. and it sounds ridiculous to say it about a 9-0 team. They're overrated.
Oh.
Yeah. I think right now they're overvalued. I mean, I think there's 6-8 teams that if they play today have just as good a chance of beating Kansas City as they do them. And I'm just saying other teams that are stranglehold good, there's not a field that deep that you think can beat them, right?
Mm-hmm.
When Peyton was with the Colts or when Brady was with the Patriots, you thought there was maybe 2 or 3 teams that might beat them, that were even capable of beating them. And, with the Chiefs, I just feel like there's 10, 12 teams, and maybe that's the league. But I perhaps am influenced by the fact that the Broncos beat them yesterday, Dan. Cortland Sutton dropped a touchdown. I don't know if you saw that one.
No.
Yeah, wide open. He hit him in the hands. He dropped a touchdown. And then late in the game, no time left. It's like a 33-yard field goal set up right in the middle of the field. Broncos down 16-14, and the Chiefs block it. They survive. They remain undefeated 9-0, and as Hick says, play Buffalo next week. Falcons may be looking for a kicker today. And this young, I don't even know, Koo.
Yeah.
Has been terrific. He's been a Pro Bowl kicker. He hit a 58-yarder to beat the Saints on the last play of the game earlier this year. Dude went 1 for 4 yesterday. He missed 3 field goals. They weren't long, hard ones. He's like, I think my son told me he's 1 for his last 7 and 7 for his last 14. You're fired. Get your stuff. Koo. Get it and get out.
Mm-hmm. There's a coup in Atlanta for kickers.
By the way, Saints, there's another 2-win team got a win yesterday.
Yeah.
They're all over the place. That's a big win for the Niners. Not so much for the win, but what would it have meant to be a loss? They would have fallen under 500, go to Tampa. Tampa's scrappy, aren't they? Baker Mayfield's been a really good player for them, but they're 4-6 now. And don't forget Atlanta, who is 6-4, beat the Bucs twice. So the Saints and the Bucs and the Panthers are 3-7, 3-7, 4-6. So Atlanta at 6-4, even with a tough loss yesterday. Did you watch any of the Steelers come in? You didn't get to see that. Steelers Commanders yesterday. Steelers hit a play late to win and then drew them off sides.
By the way, JP Shadrick has officially put out this tweet. No Jaguars happy hour show today. Not on schedule at start of season due to Veterans Day. I'm show host / messenger. Send all grievances upward. All Minnesota versus Jacksonville thoughts from Prisco, Boselli, Shadrick here. Maybe we'll beat them around on Twitter today. Maybe not.
Okay.
So nothing happening, but there's going to be no show today.
Right.
Tony was unaware, I guess.
Yeah, that's good for him.
Yeah.
Tony will be happy.
Tony, you're off today wherever you are.
Yeah, that's true. You talking about Jim Harbaugh, 6-3 now are the Chargers. They have not given up more than 7. I think it's either 20 or 17 this year, which no team through 9 games in a coach's first year had done that. Uh-huh. So he has turned them around immediately. They look like a playoff team, don't they? Dallas is terrible, huh? There's a lot of corollaries to me between Dallas and the Jaguars. They're each coached by former Super Bowl winning coaches. They've each had some success.
Yes, I think there's a lot more disharmony amongst the players in Dallas. Micah Parsons, I mean, these guys, what a disaster out there, man. That's a disaster.
And and it doesn't help that they're terrible. I mean, this is 3 games in a row they've gotten blown out. 34-6, Eagles beat them on the road. Remember when the Eagles weren't any good anymore?
Yeah, they're 7-2.
Yeah, they were 2-2, barely winning. They're like, Sirianni's getting fired. He's a jerk, and no one likes him. And now they're just cruising right along. Aaron, it's official, a fraud. The Jets can sue Aaron Rodgers for fraud. When they signed him, he sold him a bill of goods. He spent as much time on ayahuasca farms as he has mini camps. And he's a terrible, terrible football player right now.
Was it you who said the Jets have 30 guys? Contracts coming up?
No.
The Jets are a train wreck. They're gonna. What a disaster! They took the Aaron Rodgers gamble. I would not bring Aaron Rodgers back next year if I was New York.
He's bottom 10 quarterback in the league.
And he should probably retire. He's finito.
Oh yeah, no, he's. Yeah, I mean,
what a great move by Green Bay.
Yeah, I'm not being mean. He's a terrible football player. He's got 15 touchdowns, 7 picks, an 86 rating. Again, before everyone says, "Well, that's Trevor Lawrence, that's C.J. Stroud." Yeah, Aaron Rodgers came with a big old chip on his shoulder. He was the man. Just ask him. Just ask him when he Con Air flew into New York. Ask him who the man was, who the rest of the league will be answering to now. I remember, I'm old enough to remember when y'all told me the Jets were Super Bowl contenders when Aaron Rodgers joined them last year.
Nobody said that.
Yeah, and now here they are, 3-7, and Rodgers again was just, no touchdowns, no picks.
They asked
game against Houston.
They asked Mike Tomlin about comparisons from Jaden Daniels to Lamar Jackson. He said, hey, be real slow comparing people to Lamar Jackson.
Yeah.
That's a multi-time MVP. That's Mr. Jackson. We're going to see Mr. Jackson in a few days.
That's fair. That's fair. All right, Sunday Night Football last night. I love seeing those Texans lose. I just don't like them. That cocky C.J. Stroud spent all offseason acting like he's the best thing coming. Right? What were some of those comments? He had one in particular that we didn't like.
It was
C.J. Stroud.
It was the one on the Pivot podcast where he had disrespect for just knowing what Fred and what he did in the league.
Oh yeah,
it was that one.
Yeah. Suck on that, tough guy. Your passer rating, by the way, last year, including many people in this market, are telling me the next Patrick Mahomes, we're in trouble. C.J. Stroud's a superstar. His passer rating's 87. He's 6-4. He ain't no superstar. He's just a better than average quarterback, like we have here. Same guy.
I got a name for the next Dallas Cowboys coach. Because McCarthy's done.
Yeah.
Right? It's a gamble. You got nothing to lose, but I like it. I like it a lot.
Okay.
Prime.
Nah.
Why?
Nah.
What do you wipe there? What do you mean?
Prime ain't going to the league, man.
Well, he will if he drafts his son.
Well, true. You know what? True.
I mean, I guarantee you he will.
Yeah.
If the Dallas Cowboys ask Prime to come coach the Dallas Cowboys, I bet he might say yes. He has pride in the Dallas Cowboys, man. He loved his time in Dallas.
It's just one thing about college, teaching and coaching is the college kids. And then you get into these $60 million boys that I don't care who you prime.
That's fair too.
Man,
that sway that he has. And he has some, probably more street cred even with those pro guys than some. But yeah, you're right about that.
Yeah, these newer guys.
I think Deion knows that and doesn't want to deal with that himself.
Exactly.
I think Deion wants to have that power over him because he knows that the NFL players and star NFL players aren't going to respect him.
Yeah, he has a hand in shaping like these college kids where the pros ain't no chance. No chance.
All right. We'll take a break. We'll keep it rolling. This is The Drill on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
The Drill on 1010XL. From the studios of Republic Services, we'll handle it from here. Now, the Randy Marion Cadillac Drive of the Game. Randy Marion Cadillac of Jacksonville. Drive to the game in luxury with Randy Marion Cadillac of Jacksonville.
The Young Guns wanted to make their presence felt early against the Vikings, and they'd get off to a great start in front of the home crowd. Thanks to a 9-play sequence capped off by a Mac Jones 1-yard touchdown, Jacksonville would take an early 7-3 lead with 3:44 left in the first quarter. The 70-yard drive is your Randy Marion Cadillac Drive of the Game.
Hey, John, I think everyone in Jacksonville is ready to elevate their ride.
Absolutely. At Randy Marion Cadillac in Jacksonville, we have stunning 2024 Escalades and Lyrics in stock right now.
And the great news is you can get a $4,000 Escalade loyalty rebate.
Don't wait for the 2025 models to come in.
Luxury is just a visit away. Randy Marion Cadillac, Southside Boulevard, Jacksonville.
Not available with some other offers. Must take retail delivery by 10/31/24 plus tax tag title $8.99 admin fee and resist all on approved credit.
Tell them Jennifer sent ya.
This is Hayes Carlion for Skylife Elite. Have you ever thought about aircraft ownership as another potential revenue stream and as a tool for tax savings? Put your tax money to work for you while enjoying the benefits of private personal travel. Skylife Elite has over a decade of experience in business aviation and can guide you through the process with their expert staff. Call my friends over at Skylife Elite at 490-9332 or find them at flyskylife.com to get the rundown on everything owning an airplane can do for you.
Post-game Monday on 1010XL is brought to you by Dandy Foods, makers of quality fresh sandwiches and home of the good stuff.
This is Tony Boselli, Pro Football Hall of Famer. I was known for protecting our quarterback. These days, I'm extending that protection to a different arena, your home. I have partnered with Heritage Roofing of North Florida, your premier local roofers with over 25 years of experience. Heritage is your go-to roofer for hurricane preparation with same-day inspections and estimates. They also work with all insurance companies. Let Heritage Roofing of North Florida safeguard your home and family. Visit heritagenfl.com for your free estimate today.
State license CCC 1335410.
Denny Thompson here. They're still growing. Tyson Sound and Security is looking to hire a master electrician. Are you or someone you know a master electrician with residential experience? Candidate will start at the industry's most competitive pay. Apply online at TysonSoundandSecurity.com or call to apply 762-1000. Tyson Sound and Security hiring a master electrician offering top-notch industry pay. Call to apply 762-1000. Equal opportunity employee.
Does the building you go to work in every day need a little love and attention? Jason Parker here with Performance Painting. Great companies take great care of the buildings their staff and customers walk into every day. If the building you're in doesn't match the vision you have for your company, we can help. Go to performance-painting.com. Our highly trained team makes the difference. Quality coatings applied with pride.
Performance Painting. This date in sports history is brought to you by Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
On November 11, 1987, MLB pitching legend Boston Red Sox starter Roger Clemens wins back-to-back American League Cy Young Awards.
Florida's weather is unpredictable. Don't let the Epic Chill catch you off guard. For reliable heating services, call Epic Cool Heating and Air. Keep your home cozy all season long. Call 904-859-EPIC, 904-859-3742.
If your ride is making strange noises, don't wait and make it worse. Come to Action Transmission on Merrill Road. My expert technicians can diagnose the problem and likely fix it fast. Experience the difference at Action Transmission on Merrill Road.
Hicken here with a message from Zero Res. You gotta just love this time of the year as we reflect on the things that matter most. Families, homes, the holidays, and of course football. They're very grateful for you all, the good people of Jacksonville, and they want to thank you. So get ready for the holidays. Book today and Zero Res will clean your carpets for only $49 a room. Plus, they'll give you 25% off your tile cleaning. This one fills up fast, so book now on both carpet and tile. Zero Res, fill it forwards or backwards. It's the right way to clean.
Fellas, what's good? It's your boy E to the T, and I'm going to keep it real with you. We could all benefit from a little something extra in the bedroom, and Blue Chew can help with that. What is Blue Chew, you ask? It's a chewable tablet with the same active ingredients as Viagra, Cialis, Levitra, and Staxin, and it ships right to your door in a discreet package. It's all online. Not even your nosy neighbors will know. No doctor's visits, no trips to the pharmacy. And their licensed medical providers work with you to provide the right ingredients and strengths for your prescription. And remember, it's chewable. It's just like popping a Mentos. Now you're asking, how do I get Blue Chew? And I'm going to hook you up with that for the free ski. Just pay $5 shipping. Visit BlueChew.com and enter my promo code 1010XL and turn that oh no into a oh yeah. That's promo code 1010XL and let your boy hook you up with some Blue Chew for free. That way, you can get your confidence back. Visit BlueChew.com.
I'm Chris Campione. In a world of big box law firms with satellite offices, there's something special about having a local legal team that cares about you and your community. We're not just lawyers, we're your neighbors. We understand the unique challenges facing the Jacksonville community because we live here too. At Campione Law, Campione Cares isn't just a tagline, it's our commitment to you. Campione Law, your trusted lawyers after an accident. CampioneLaw.com.
Count on Campione Law.
This is Dr. Kevin Kaplan, head team physician for your Jacksonville Jaguars. Here's the latest update on the Jags, brought to you by Baptist Health and JOI.
Fred Taylor this morning on The Drill with reaction to Sunday's loss against the Vikings.
That defense, man, although they don't always look great, but they do show up every single
They played hard, right? They played hard.
They played their hearts out.
Yeah.
They that side of the ball, they're playing their hearts out. I know Doug said it's a team effort, and it's true. Mm-hmm. It's true. But the offense, based on your career and who you are and what you've done as a coach, as a player, the offense is going to always fall back in his lap. That's his baby. So it's hard to say, well, the offense, but it has been.
Fred Taylor this morning on The Drill. I'm Andrew Gibson with your Jacksonville Orthopedic Institute Jaguars update.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. Now, the Cool Down with Donovan Air Electric and Plumbing. Keeping Jack's cool since 1987.
Yeah, I'm cooling down on, quote, Sunshine State. We're supposed to be bad A in football. That's what we tell everybody. From preps to the pros, we are bad A. We don't do a lot right here in Florida. We give you Florida, man, and we give you football. We win. We win championships. We develop prospects. And so the unthinkable has happened. Cool down, you bet. I'm going to extinguish the sun, or in this case, the Sunshine State.
I think he will appreciate my cool down moment. I'm giving it to.
They all lost. By the way, every college team, FBS and FCS, 9 of them.
Yeah.
And both the Jags and the Bucks. You got one chance with the Dolphins tonight. And by the way, Dolphins will lose to the Rams, won't they?
I think he will appreciate this. So I'm doing this for my guy.
All right.
Cam Bynum. Do you know who that is?
Cam Bynum. Sounds like a basketball player.
Cam Bynum plays corner for the Vikings.
Oh.
He had a pick last night, and he did the celebration of the year in the end zone that got overlooked. The ray gun.
Boy, yeah.
He did the ray gun breakdance.
It was pretty accurate, too.
Yeah. Somebody did that one not too long ago. Somewhere. But I didn't recognize it. I just heard someone say after they did it. Because I couldn't watch the ray gun performance. I still haven't seen it to this day.
Yeah,
but I will happily and with authority tell you it's the worst performance ever.
Yeah, it was terrific.
Even though I've never seen it.
Terrific.
Fake news.
Yeah, I got a hunkering, man. I got a hankering. I got something. I need something uplifting.
What you trying to do?
I talked to my friend Dr. Rick Townsend. He said I'll sponsor the New York City headlines. MyPVConcierge.com. Check them out. You young people, check it out. You're gonna be surprised at the cost. Filling up fast. He's getting all his clients in line, man, and I'm one of them. So I love him. But check it out at mypvconcierge.com. He said, I'll sponsor New York City headlines because we can't keep talking Jags. Jags today's coming up. They got 2 hours of it. And me and Jeff, our eyes are bleeding right now. So we're going to move on with some New York City headlines. The Rescuers. Disney cruise ship rescues 4 stranded boaters off Bermuda coast from sinking catamaran in dramatic moments.
Was Ariel one of those?
No.
Ariel?
Get out of Raj. Aaron Rodgers officially a failed Jet savior.
Yeah, A-fraud is what they'll start calling him, too. Do that discount double check and give them their money back, A-fraud. Head to the Ayahuasca Center. That's the only place you're good anymore.
Missing father of 3 faked his disappearance and fled the country.
Well, sometimes being a father of 3 will have you think things like that.
Zach Bryan's ex says she's better off after Brianna Chicken Fry's bombshell NDA claim.
Better off probably financially, I would guess.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Deadbeat hedge fund boss who's being sued by his own mom has been living up in Miami while clients demand their cash back.
There's just nothing worse than these high-level thieves you watch on, like, American Greed. God, it's disgusting.
No reservation. Car drives through restaurants' windows, sending brunch customers running.
I will never, ever, ever, and I'm not saying this is what led to this, let a car drive me around without my hands on the wheel.
Yellowstone fans are furious over John Dutton's fate. Shame on you, Taylor Sheridan.
Is that Rip? Is that your boy Rip?
No, that's Coster.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
Yeah, I never watched the show, so I can't.
Never watched? Oh.
Yeah, I never watched. Miss P watched Yellowstone.
Great show.
I know that you had a man crush on Rip that was fierce at one point.
Got my picture with him.
Yeah, fierce.
Still in the dark, Florida's unexplained ghost light continues to haunt unsuspecting drivers.
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead. Spoiler alert, it's not a ghost at all. It's a reflection of light from somewhere.
It's the Oviedo Lights.
We'll see what happens.
The Oviedo Lights.
No such thing as ghosts.
Mile High mayhem. Passenger restrained after apparent attempt to open emergency exit.
Yeah, local legal. That's all I'm saying. You know, Florida said no.
Can't be doing that, man.
I know in Jacksonville, I haven't heard the reports. Jacksonville leaving. The guys were opening doors. Yeah, but sleep.
Cancer-free Kate Middleton will be doing more next year, Prince William says.
Good for her, man.
Life goals inside Dream Kardashian's soccer-themed 8th birthday party.
I'm guessing that a soccer-themed party means you went over and you rented Manchester United's stadium and you got Pele to come up and sing happy birthday.
When it says life goals followed by 8-year-old party.
Yeah, right. The Kardashians, the day they just stop being a thing will be a day too soon.
I'm a sexual perversion expert. These are the weirdest fetishes I've ever studied.
By Todd Golden.
I read the New York City headlines. J-Lo opens up about navigating challenging relationships amid her ongoing divorce from Ben Affleck.
Yeah, I'm curious about some of the challenging relationships that must have existed back when you were married to, what's his name, Diddy. So I'm real curious about some of those challenges, J-Lo, and how those may encounter you here over the course of the next few months.
Sex expert reveals there are 15 types of orgasm and how to experience them all.
One's enough for me, Hick. I'm just saying.
I just read them.
I'm just saying.
Not a club.
I mean, no disrespect.
Nasty.
I'm just saying.
That just
One's
got
enough.
nasty.
Don't need any more than one.
Hey, E, this is for you, a little bonus one. Will Smith and Jada Pinkett step out for dinner in first public sighting in 6 months.
Yeah.
Did she slap him after he ordered the wrong thing? Or
But if you see them there, don't ask her about her hair because she don't have any.
I like the orgasm topic better.
You know what I'm really kind of left with here as we close today, Hick, and we didn't talk about it. We'll talk about it more tomorrow. I am so looking forward to a non-Jaguar themed day. There's so much cool stuff to talk about. There's a lot going on in college football, other NFL.
Yeah.
I'm so tired of these sad sack milk drinking kitty cats that just, in a man's world of NFL football, beta out every Sunday and find a way to lose. It's so beyond frustrating. So I'm looking forward to a day tomorrow. And they're like these scenarios in college football and the championship game and I try to show up a little flair. I'm just telling you, this thing is headed towards abject chaos. It doesn't matter that even though it's 12. And so I'm looking forward to
There was a great screenshot on TV on Saturday.
Great.
Had a picture of Scott Strickland with his arms folded. And it has the quote, "I wanted to let you know Billy Napier will continue as head football coach of the Gators. Florida 0, Texas 42. 12:50 to go in the third quarter." E.
Now, the 2-minute drill brought to you by Injury Care Centers. Discover BioTarget Regenerative Therapy, a safer drug-free solution for lasting pain relief. Visit GoBioTarget.com.
He's Iron Mike Dempsey today. He's fired up and ready to rock.
Hello.
How are you?
Yeah, Strickland was going to explain why he put that statement out, but he just assumed you wouldn't figure it out. So just why talk about it?
None of us can. Yeah,
Not worth talking about. You wouldn't figure it out.
No, yeah.
Very, very
Sports
complicated.
is way more complex than what we do in life. I mean, it's certainly harder to. Yeah, it's
very
complicated.
complicated.
Let me tell you who did figure it out. I said this. Minnesota figured it out.
And everyone else that the Jags have played this year, for the most part.
Yeah, that was
that's fine.
If he cared at all about keeping the media on his side, he lost to most of us with that. I don't need your condescension. Like, you're terrible at what you do. You're 2-8. So.
Total condescension, and it's such a. Brett Gardner's asking that question.
Yeah.
How do you think the fans get answers?
Right. We're the conduit.
You're telling the fans.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what you think. I
Right,
don't care.
yeah.
I don't care. You're not smart.
Like, he's talking like a guy who's done, knows he's done, and doesn't care
worst
anymore.
offensive performance in team history.
Yeah. It was bad.
By the way, ghosts do exist. I've seen one.
Okay.
You've seen a ghost?
I've seen
All
a
right,
real.
Where?
I was house sitting.
Yeah.
Right in DeLand.
Uh-huh.
This house is probably 1920s.
Okay.
Something like that.
Uh-huh.
And I'm sitting there with a buddy, two friends.
Yes.
We're watching TV. TV's like in one direction. Two of us happen to be looking in another direction, and like the classic ghostly woman in a dress walks right across. I'm not.
Did you
kidding.
leave the house?
Oh no, we're like we both reacted at the exact same moment. Like, did you see what I just saw?
And yes.
like the other guy thought we were playing a prank on him.
Yeah.
He searched the house from top to bottom.
Oh, man, I'm out of there.
I'm telling you. I'm telling you. So
We're getting the hell out.
I don't know what it was.
I gotta go. I'm afraid.
All right.
I like that. How old were you?
Isn't like 19, 20?
Okay, last question.
How old were you?
Me, I was 19 or 20.
Oh,
I was house sitting for someone.
All right. Last question. I have a question too. LSD or meth?
No,
Okay.
neither.
Clean.
No, never
that.
tried meth, for the record.
For the record. All right. Have a great show. Mike and Tony are getting ready for Jaguars today. A lot to discuss today, obviously, as the Jags. Now 2-8.
think about it. They're going to go 0-4 against the NFC. You know, this 4 games. Remember the beginning of the year? Split those 4, we'll be all right. We lost all 4. Remember this 4? If we could just split these 4, we could make a push for the end. Yeah, we're going to lose all 4. Carry on. E, peace.
Yeah, I'm not going to go through the details of the play because you guys wouldn't figure it out, but we'll look at the tape tomorrow.